brothers bring out what they want to bring out. You know, just addressing the fast and the urgency of it for Israel. You know. You all right?
Sound good, brother.
All right. Going live. Shalom Israel, shalom.
Shalom.
Brother Naquan.
Shalom, Brother Amos.
Shalom, Brother Yawa'al.
Coming at you with a live stream. Momentarily waiting on Alazar to hop in, as well as Elder Priest Sabat. They'll be in momentarily. Salakia for the delay. Just working out some different things for brothers to come in. I'm hoping that all of Israel feeling mighty in the spirit, praying that everybody stands steadfast in the truth, praying that everybody's diligent, and they watching the prophecies come to pass, and they looking at all of the judgments and works of Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Ramalak Yahushai that he's putting out on the earth right now. And you can see in the title, this is an urgent call to action. Right, we got the elder out from Atlanta, Brother Yawa'al. We all know Brother Amos. Again, we're waiting on Chief Priest Gorilla Hebrew. He'll be in momentarily, and Elder Zabat from HOI. Just addressing the urgency for Israel to come together, to unify, and to fast. And the brothers don't mind, I want to kick it off with this precept. Right, I want to go to Joel, the first chapter, in the 14th verse. Right, this is Joel chapter 1 and 14. Sanctify ye a fast, call a solemn assembly, gather the elders and all the inhabitants of the land into the house of the Lord your God, and cry unto the Lord. Alas, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and as a destruction from the Almighty shall it come. So, you know, this is what the scriptures are saying, and we have to do thus saith the Lord. So brothers are coming together from different camps, and brothers have different understanding and different doctrine. Brothers may not be completely 100% in agreement on certain precepts or certain breakdowns, but the Lord said come together. Right? So we coming together, and the Lord said sanctify and fast. So that's what led us, all of us brothers, to come up with the idea through the spirit of having a nationwide fast. Right? At April 2nd, at sundown, for all of the nation of Israel, regardless, you're a man, you're a woman, you're able to do it, no matter what your doctrine is or what you believe in. As long as you believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, the Most High, His Son, we're declaring the fast for all of Israel. Just want to put that out there for brothers.
God, I can appreciate it as well. Oh, go ahead.
I was agreeing. Khan.
This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 9 and verse 1. In the 20th and 4th day of this month, the children of Israel were assembled with fasting and with sackcloth and earth upon them. Right? So the elders of the nation of Israel told everybody, look, we're going to get together on this day, we're going to fast in one. Right? And the seed of Israel separated themselves from all the strangers and stood and confessed their sins and the iniquities of their fathers. Right? So this is the purpose of fasting. Right? The purpose of fasting is to repent, ask the Father to forgive us for all our iniquities, and to unify as one, because we have one common goal, and that's to make it out of the trouble that's about to come upon this earth and see the kingdom. Right? That's what all Israel's common goal is. So like the brother said, we may not be in agreement on every doctrine or every part of the scripture, but we can get to an understanding that when it's time, when this time is coming to pass, we're going to need one another. Right? We're going to need one another to pray for one another, to strengthen one another, to be that support system for one another. Right? And they stood in their place and read in the book of the law of the Lord their God, 1/4 part of the day, and another 4th part of the day confessed and worshiped the Lord their God. Right? So they was praising Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and they were reading the law. So they knew what iniquities they were breaking and what iniquities not to break next time they went from their day to day after the fast.
That's right.
That's right. So again, this is just to reiterate for brothers or sisters just hopping in. As the nation of Israel, what we're trying to do is, just come together and do a fast, sanctify a fast, pursuant to the scriptures. All right, and brothers and sisters that may not know how to fast, we'll go through those precepts and just show you how to fast so you can get the proper understanding. People are new into this truth and they may not fully understand. But again, Amos was, like he was saying, we're going to need each other, man. We're not going to you can't rely on the so-called white man in these days, man. Right? You never could have, and even much more in the days of evil. You can't rely on these people, man.
That's right.
You may not be able to rely on people of the world. But the Lord said, brother shall deliver a brother, or parents to children, or whatever the case may be. You can't rely on your parents, man. Right? All we're going to have is Yahweh, Ba'ashim Mashak Yahushai, and us as a people. Right? So it's time to come together. We sanctify the fast for what? Remission of sins, mercy, for more faith, or whatever you fasting for. You understand? But it should be for things that pertain to salvation. And I want to read that again in Joel 1:15.
Bring it out.
And this is why the Lord put it in the spirit of Joel to declare a fast, because it says, "At last, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and as the destruction from the Almighty shall it come." And that's why you see all of these different judgments from on high happening on the earth, man. You got tornadoes all up in the coast of Africa, northern Africa. You got plagues of locusts all throughout, traveling from Kenya to Ethiopia to Egypt to Saudi Arabia to Iraq to Iran, devastating the economy, crushing all of the crops. You have wildfires, killed over, let's say, 500 million animals in Australia. They didn't get no rain.
Right.
Like Elijah prayed for no rain. For how long did they not get no rain? For almost
3 years.
3 years? No, not Elijah. I'm talking about in Australia.
Oh,
probably
that was
months.
It was a long time, man. And who the Most High is doing that? The Most High put these pestilence out on the earth, man. And the Most High is showing his hand. He's touching the earth. And we got to be spiritual and say, look, this is coming from the Heavenly Father, man. Right? We're living in the same Egypt, how the Lord destroyed ancient Egypt, and they had them in darkness, and now we in light. Right? Just want to put that out there. So we got to be in the spirit in these last days.
Con, if I could say, let's get Ezra chapter 8 and verse 23, because we have to turn down the pride a little bit in Israel, and we're strong when we're humble. The God we serve, he regards humility, because he's an almighty power. Just think, you can't understand the Most High's thoughts, but try to be spiritual for a second. He's the creator of all of our existence. So he would detest anything that's proud, because how can you be in comparison with me? So you should have humility just for my sake. You understand? And that's why you have prophets like Moses, who's one of the mightiest prophets of all time, one of the famous men of Israel, like Sirach tell you. And what was his quality? His quality was he was the meekest man. We was talking about it earlier. The brother Naquan mentioned it. He's the meekest man on the face of the earth. And it was recorded in the scripture. Okay? So we kind of gotta tap into that. I understand we have pride in what we do, but that's an earthly thing. Right now we're going to our Heavenly Father, so we gotta change our frequency. This is Ezra 8 and 23. It says, "So we fasted and besought our God for this, and he was entreated of us." The word entreat means to ask earnestly or vigorously beg, right? So to show that they was earnestly asking the Most High for something and vigorously begging, they fasted. They gave themselves no pleasure, okay? Whether it was food, because fasting is not always food. Whether it was food, whether it was drink, whether it was joys of this life, they afflicted their soul. They put it aside to show the Most High, I earnestly seek your attention for this matter, and I want you to move, Lord. You understand? And that's a sign of humility. All faith is humility. To have faith means to be humble, because faith is the hope for things not seen. And in this carnal world, people say you're stupid for that. Or they say you must be smoking something. How are you believing in something you can't see? Humility. We acknowledge the Most High because our spiritual compass calls us to be humble. This is the book of James, chapter 4, verse 6. It says, but he giveth more grace. In our time period, we need grace. The blood of goats and rams, first of all, this GMO creatures we got out here, genetically modified, the Most High don't want that. Secondhand. They all got a blemish, right? Even the earth is spoiled, so the produce you get from the earth is going to be blemished, huh? So we need grace. You need forgiveness. You need the Lord to wink at your ignorance and the things that you've done. And on the nation's side, you know, it says, but he giveth more grace. Wherefore he saith, Yahweh resisteth the proud, but giveth grace to the humble. So we need grace as a nation, as a brotherhood, as families, as men, women, and children. We all need the Most High to have forgiveness for us on some level. And the way we're going to do that is by humbling ourselves.
So, Lucky, I want to make a point too. With the fast being April 2nd at sundown, we also want all men who are able-bodied, have the Spirit on them, to start their fast April 1st at sundown as well. Right, for the men who are doing the work, the men who are helps to the nation, the men who have the Spirit of Yahweh Shah working through them, we ask that y'all do 2-day fast. Right, because there's nothing wrong with fasting more than one day. Right, that's a powerful thing to do. Right, and I got Sicarii chapter 18, and I'm gonna start at verse 11. Therefore is Yahweh patient with them and poured forth his mercy upon them. He saw and perceived their end to be evil, therefore he multiplied his compassion. Right, so right now, the Lord is showing us mercy for us to be able to still have YouTube, to still have internet.
Yeah.
To still have brothers going out to teach and to edify and to seal the hope for a life. Right, that's the mercy and compassion of the Most High, because he knows the end of this world. He knows the evil that's coming. He foretold it. Right? The mercy of man is toward his neighbor, but the mercy of the Lord is upon all flesh. And he reproveth and nurtureth and teacheth and bringeth again as a shepherd his flock. Right? So he's nurturing us right now. Right? When you got lambs and you leading them as a flock, you stop and you let them graze. You let them have their time period to themselves to do what they got to do. But when it's time to move, it's time to move. And the Lord is telling us it's almost time to move. Right? We know Esau about to be out here not sparing anybody, man. Slicing off heads, gunning people down in the street, taking babies. Right? All we need right now is Yahweh Shah, his mercy. That's what we need. So this fast is very essential. None of us brothers are taking any credit for this fast. This fast is coming from the Most High. Everything that happens is from the Most High.
There you go.
And we just, the nation to come together as one. We've done it before in ancient times. We can do it again. Why not now?
And I got the proof, man. Right? You got the proof that's the thing that Israel always did, man. You will have, even when you read the book of Zechariah, you have the fast of the 5th month or the fast of the 7th month. Israel will always come together, and it wasn't always just in times of distress, right? But I am going to read the book of Jonah. I'm going to read chapter 3 and 7.
Bring it out.
Right? Jonah chapter 3 and 7. I'm going to read down to 10. And he caused it to be proclaimed and published through Nineveh by the decree of the king and his nobles, saying, let neither man nor beast, herd nor flock taste anything. Let them not feed nor drink water. So when you're fasting, you can't eat anything. You can't drink anything. All right? So for those that don't know what we're talking about, a fast is when you afflict your soul, when you afflict your spirit. Right? When you don't partake, like Brother Yahweh always said, you don't partake in your pleasures. Right? If you like to work out, look, you don't work out when you fast. If you like to fly kites, you don't fly kites when you fast. Right? You afflict your soul through mourning, through humbling yourself. And sometimes brothers in the ancient world, as we read on, they have sackcloth. Sackcloth is a humbling physical garment that you will wear as a sign of affliction. And sometimes sackcloth can kind of hurt you.
Yes, burlap.
Burlap, it'll poke you. It's uncomfortable. It's real uncomfortable when it kind of poke you a little bit, and it's a sign of affliction and mourning. And even Esther got to the point when you read the editions of Esther that she put dung in her head, right? She was so in the spirit, just a righteous woman, man. She put dung. I don't know where she got it from, but she took it and put it on her head and plucked off her hair. You know, Israel had that beautiful hair, man. She plucked off that hair, dealing with the pain and the affliction. She said she had hoarded her crown, right? So we got to be in the spirit of, and she said, if I perish, I perish, right? But let me read on real quick. This Jonah 3:8. But let man and beast be covered with the sackcloth and cry mightily unto God. And you got to cry, like a baby crying, man, and the baby kind of getting on your nerves. You got to cry to the Most High like that, right? You got to actually be crying out to the Heavenly Father. You can't be, you whispering and you fast and then you not praying. The Lord said in Tobit 12:8, prayer is good with fasting and alms with righteousness, right? So you have to actually cry to the Most High when you're fasting, and we're doing this as a nation. It says, but let man and beast be covered with sackcloth, cry mightily unto the Most High. Yea, let them turn every one from his evil way and from the violence that is in their hands. And we all have an evil way, right? I go off, right? Amos go off, y'all will all go off, right? You watching, you go off. We all have an evil way, and we got whatever it is, you got to put that to the side, man. It's crunch time. It's fourth quarter. Hey, the clock is about to hit 0, man. You got the ball in your hands, and you got to make a decision, right? You can either freeze up, you can quit, or you can shoot that shot.
That's right.
You only got 3 options. You don't got no timeouts. You can't do nothing else. You can either freeze up and lose the game. You can take the shot, or what else I say? Or you drop the ball or something, huh? You'd be like the Fab Five when he tried to call the damn timeout, huh?
It wasn't no more timeouts, man.
Yeah, it blew the game. He froze up, right? So you can't freeze up. It says turn from your violence in your hands. So you got to sit there and examine yourself and say, what is the evil that I do? Every individual, man or woman, should say, what evil do I do? Right? Even if you're married, how do I treat my wife? How do I treat my husband? How do I deal with my kids? How do I deal with my brother? How do I serve the Most High? And you got to sit there and examine yourself and turn from your evil way. It says, who can tell if, and this is one of my favorite parts of this chapter, verse 9. Who can tell if the Most High will turn and repent and turn away from his spirit's anger that we perish not?
That's right.
Right? So the Most High can destroy you any second, right? You got to understand and believe that, right? The Lord do what he want to do. Mm-hmm. And the Lord said in Job, the 11th chapter, 11 and 6, that you deserve less than your iniquity brings upon you, paraphrasing.
Wow.
Hold on, let me bring that out real quick. Salaki. This Joel chapter 11, Job 11 and 6. Right? And that he will show thee the secrets of wisdom, that there are double to that which is. Know therefore that the Most High exacted of thee less than thine iniquity deserved. So the Most High, you actually deserve more punishment than what you actually get right now. How much more when all hell breaks loose, man? How much more when Esau coming at you? Right? So now, who can tell if the Most High will repent? Maybe you're in a situation where you about to get jammed up, and now you repent and you fast, and the Lord say, "Look at my humble servant," and he say, "Look, hey, don't harm that man." Right? Turn my evil away from that man. Is he fasting and he repents? I'm gonna turn my evil away from this man. Look at my people. Look what they doing. Let me turn away the evil from them. Right? Verse 10. And the Most High saw their works, that they turned from their evil way, and the Most High repented of the evil that he had said that he would do unto them, and he did it not. So you could have been on a situation where you going down the wrong path, man. But you turn from your evil way, and the Most High said, okay, I'm going to give this brother more grace, more humble. But that brother give more grace to the humble. So that's the beautiful precept that the Most High will actually turn away the evil that he has for you. Because in the prayer of Manasseh knew that the Most High could reserve evil for him. He said, reserve not evil for me. Because he be jammed up, and in the future, the Most High will judge you. So you repent and you fast, and the Lord will turn that evil away from you, man. You need that more than ever, man, in these days.
This
beautiful.
The Song to the Three Holy Children, verse 14.
Bring it out.
Verse 15. Nevertheless, in a contrite heart and a humble spirit, let us be accepted. Right? Because we had a time where everybody going through something, man. Everybody dealing with some type of hell that they catching. Right? So you got a contrite heart, and your spirit has to be humble, man. You got to be brought low so you know that the Lord is above everything. Right? Man's true problem is pride. That's when you start to depart from your maker. Right? When you depart from your maker, that's when all hell starts to come upon you. Right? Like as in burnt offerings of rams and bullocks, and like as in 10,000s of fat lambs, so let our sacrifice be in thy sight this day, and grant that we may be holy, that we may wholly go after thee, for they shall not be confounded that put their trust in the Lord.
That's right.
When you fast and you sacrificing something, you sacrificing the joy that you want to do that day, your belly going to be growling, you're going to be thirsty, right? That's your sacrifice, right? Because we got the ultimate sacrifice, who is Yahweh Shai, who is wiping out our sins on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Right? In verse 17, it's only a couple more, actually, like it.
Take your time.
And now we follow thee with all our hearts. We fear thee and seek thy face. Put us not to shame, but deal with us after thy loving kindness, according to the multitude of thy mercies. Deliver us also according to thy marvelous works, and give glory to thy name. And let them all that do thy servants hurt be ashamed. Right? So they wrote this back in the Babylonian captivity. They spoke these words before they thought they were about to be put to death. Right? So we asking the Most High while we fast together, bring judgment to these nations. Right? Bring the downfall to these nations. Right? Give them double to what they deserve.
That's
and
right.
Double on top of their double. Right? That's what we want. Right? We don't want to be here another 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Man, you know, we will all lose our mind. Right? So we this fast is for unity, for repentance, for mercy, and for judgment. Right? And let them be confounded in all their power and might, and let their strength be broken, and let them know that thou art the Lord, the only God, and glorious over the whole earth. Right? Shalom.
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 Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom. Everybody good?
Khan.
Can y'all hear me?
Khan.
We can hear you. All right, good. I'm not in the best setup, but go ahead, I'm listening.
And the king's servants that put them in ceased not to make oven hope, nor roast and pitch and tower and small wood. So they explaining what's about to happen to them. And they saying the Lord is going to be the one who's going to confound these nations who put this harm upon us. The Lord is going to be the one who's going to deliver us and magnify his name for the destruction that's coming to Babylon and Greece and throughout the whole earth. So this is what this fast is for. It's for judgment towards the nations, unity and repentance and mercy of the Most High.
Khan.
Right. Right.
Adawan, we've been talking. You want to say something?
I'll be back. I got to get in a better setting.
Okay, Khan.
So, Slucky, that's a beautiful point, man. Right? And everybody, you can't just fast and sit there and just say I'm fasting and not have a purpose behind your fast. Right? Just going back to the fundamentals, you have to know why you fast. We have to understand what time we living at the end of this thing, man. Literally, it's not like when your grandma said, "Well, I don't know when that could happen. You know, this might happen in the next generation." But they've been saying that for years. Look at the judgment from on high, man. Right? Go through the prophecies and it show you everything that the Most High has foretold it will come to pass. Now, let me bring this out in Isaiah. So there's no time to be playing around, man. Right? No time. Look, it's time to gird up our loins as men and as righteous women and get right with the Lord, man. Now, that's what grace is about. And your landlord, you late on your rent, he may only give you so long.
That's right.
And after that, that's it. Now you can say, well, look, I thought, can you please give me another day? And they're gonna say, no, I gave you the time that you had, and you're gonna try to say what you gotta say, and they're gonna shut the door in your face, man. You gotta deal with it. Right? This Isaiah, I'm gonna bring this out. Isaiah chapter 48 and 3. I have declared the former things from the beginning, and they went forth out of my mouth, and I showed them and did them suddenly, and they came to pass. So the Most High, he declared these prophecies from the beginning, man. He declared Israel waking up from the beginning. He declared these natural disasters, man. He declared the judgments from the very beginning, and he's doing them suddenly, man. It's every day we wake up, like the Lord tell you in Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter, every morning he bringeth his judgment to light. So every morning you wake up and you like, man, this happened too? Then this video lockdown? And then this happened? Because the Most High is doing these things suddenly, and they come to pass, man. Right? So we got to understand that, look, you only got a limited time to basically get your spirit right, man. Right? Let me bring this up real quick. Isaiah chapter 55 and 6, the classic. And it reads, "Seek ye the Lord while he may be found."
While he may be found.
That's the point right there. Why? Because the Lord, he's near to us, right? The Lord's face is actually shining upon Israel. That's why we know that. That's why we're able to understand the precepts. That's why we can understand the commandments. The Holy Spirit is sent down amongst the nation, and it's allowing us to do things pleasing to Yahweh Shah. So his face is shining, and we have the opportunity now to seek knowledge, to increase our faith, to pray that the Lord increase our faith, to fast, to come together. And we shouldn't just be doing this on April 2nd, man. This should be a reoccurring thing. Israel should always be fasting together, right? Brothers should always be coming together, right? You have brothers saying, I'm not saluting that brother because he's not in my camp. Or this brother, he don't believe we believe, so that the Lord gonna kill him, and we're not saying that now. It's time to get out that mind frame, man. That damn like it was games, man. Like we was talking about the GMS ISPK situation. The brothers rolled up on the brothers like it's gang warfare. And they've been out there teaching for a minute doing their thing. And they rolled up on them like a gang. It's time to get out that mentality, man. Right? That's why I said, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Because the Lord is near. And you got, like they say, you got to get this deal while you can, man. Everything's free and it's a limited time offer. So you have the opportunity to increase your wisdom. You got the opportunity now to come together. When all hell breaks loose, we're going to be like pilgrims on the earth, man. The Lord said that man shall desire to hear another man's voice.
Yeah.
That's how bad it's going to get. Well, you're going to be in your city and all you want, forget food, and all you want to hear another man's voice. There's so much death on the earth. And people are going to wish that I should have came together. I should have put aside my pride. I should have put aside this, man. Because we can learn from another, man. You know?
Yeah. And you gotta not be a sensationalist in Israel. I understand Brother Naquan and Brother Amos is famous in Israel. I understand this. All right? I know this. But just because their brothers try to be humble, man. I'm messing with them. But just because you know of these brothers and they call them for a fast, you're like, okay, yeah, let's do a fast. The goal is not to do it because of carnal reasons. The goal is to do it for the spiritual reason, which is you believe the thing that you want to come to pass will come hastily because you submit yourself in this manner and you take it seriously. All right? This is the book of Sirach, chapter 34 and verse 25. It says, he that washes himself after the touching of a dead body, if he touch it again, what availeth his washing? What's the point of washing your hands from touching the unclean thing and you touch it again? Verse 26. So is it with a man that fasteth for his sins and goeth again and doeth the same. Who will hear his prayer? Or what doth his humbling profit him? Nothing. You understand? Y'all think that this is like something cool to do. You're sadly mistaken. All right? This is very spiritual. It's solemn. And it's to be taken seriously. And us as blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics, wouldn't it be nice to have something solemn and serious and deserving of respect? So let us not taint it ourselves by being hypocrites and returning to our vomit. The thing about it is to come out better on the other side. All right? Self-improvement, to come out better on the other side. It's not, yo, let me fast to say that I fasted. Okay, now the fast is over with. I'm back to being a nigga. What are you doing? You discredit the solemn cooperation that we came together for. All right? The Bible says this. Hey, Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Yabashir Shabbat.
Yahabashim Yahshua Rakatam.
No.
The scriptures say this, Psalms 35, okay, and 13. All right? You're not doing this just because it's something cool to do. You're doing it because you really believe the Most High is going to move because you're doing this. So you take it very seriously. Shalom Asad. All right?
Okay.
It reads, Psalms 35 and 13. But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth. We have brother Jonathan, his father's going to get kidney surgery. Well, when we fast, we hoping the Most High send his angels to protect the man while he's under anesthesia and bring him out strong. You don't want to make mockery of that by going right back to the unclean thing as soon as you complete your fast. All right? It says, my clothing was sackcloth. I humbled my soul with fasting, and my prayer returned into my own bosom. In other words, the Most High did that thing for you.
That's right.
So if you take it seriously and you fast correctly and you mean it, and you're not a hypocrite while you're fasting, complaining about the fast the whole time. You're actually taking joy in this thing because you feel in your spirit we got access to the Most High right now, and he's going to move for us. That's that faith I was talking about. Well, then you will have the thing that you asked for. Yahweh Shah already taught you when you pray, pray as if you have already received it. He taught you how to pray. You're supposed to pray, thank you, Yahweh, because you already gave me the thing that I need. You understand? So if you get this spirit on you during this time where you think, yo, this fasting is something cool to do. The brothers from Sicarii is doing it. The brothers from Watchmen are doing it. I'm gonna do. Yo, that's not the right attitude. The attitude is I'm doing this because I believe on the Most High. All right, not because y'all all said it. Y'all all gotta fast for things. You doing it because you believe on the Most High, and then your prayer, Lord willing, will be returned to your own bosom. Everything must be done in sincerity and truth.
That's right. That's right. Gorilla, you want to bring out something? We've been going for a minute.
Man, yeah, all praise y'all by Shemel Shah. I'm just getting in the house, but I was listening while I was headed home. Brothers hitting on powerful points. This nation is a nation that's in need of humility and unity. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people are running around thinking there's something more than who they are, thinking we are, that this sackcloth, not sackcloth and ashes, but the dust and ashes that we're made out of is something special. What we have to realize, we are absolutely nothing without our power, Yahweh.
That's right.
We're nothing without our King Hamashiach Yahweh. So in understanding that, man, I don't know what it's going to take, but it's going to have to be a wake-up call in Israel because, a lot of guys, are just going crazy right now. Men, women, all throughout the nation. People are going absolutely crazy right now, and people are feeling themselves, and this is a contribution to the disunity, for real. The only reason people don't want to be unified is because they're dealing with a spirit of pride. Let's just be honest here. Right. You think there's something so great about you, and you're just so much better. You're in the spirit of being holier than thou. Matter of fact, give me that scripture about being holier than thou. Isaiah 65, I think. Right? They're in the spirit of being holier than thou, and we all are nothing, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like I told a brother before, brother, we damn slaves in America.
Yeah.
Who are we? You know what I'm saying? We're looking to be exalted out of this place. You know what I'm saying? And we better act like it, and we need one another. And as these times get more trying, we need to realize that we need one another, right? To cross the boundaries, the alleged boundaries of this camp and that camp and this doctrine and that doctrine, because now you guys have made this thing into a religion, right?
There you go.
I heard the brother Naquan speaking about, this brother in this camp and he don't believe what I believe. You're in a religion now. Your camp has now become a religious cult. It's not about being an Israelite no more. It's about believing only certain things.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a religion to me. Yeah. Last I checked, when we woke up to the truth, we found out that we descend from the ancient Israelites. Right. This is where we come from. Now, if you go during the time of Yahushua, you had Pharisees, you had Sadducees, you had the Essenes, you had the Zealots, but they all functioned as a nation. Regardless of the issues they had, they knew we had to handle things as a nation. Now niggas is like, well, I'm over here and I'm in this doctrine and that doctrine. And Mark of the Beast is this and this is that, so I can't deal with you brothers. Then nigga, you in a religion. Yahushua didn't teach you that. He never taught you that. And that's what I be telling people. Yahushua said, go throughout all nations, teaching all things I have taught. All these breakdowns that everyone have a problem with and everyone want to be disunified over are not even things that Yahweh taught anyway, right? These are other understandings that brothers come to, which is fine. But the thing is, Yahweh gave us a foundation of what we need to be focused on and what we need to have as deal breakers. You know what I'm saying? Point blank, period. But you got what I need? Just real quick, hit that.
Isaiah 65:5 says, which say, stand by thyself, come not near to me, for I am holier than thou.
That sounds like a lot of Negroes and Latinos in Israel.
There you
Don't
go.
come nowhere near me. I'm holier than you. I'm better than you. I'm greater than you. Right? I'm sure bells is ringing in your head. You seeing the video of some brother right now who's just holier than thou.
God.
Right? I'm going to tell y'all something, man, and I spoke on this at the Passat. Brothers were speaking on this, dealing with judgment coming, because the brother Amos was talking about it. Judgment. I'm going to tell you now, this time of being able to go on Facebook and post whatever you want and get on YouTube and making the videos you want is coming to an end.
That's right.
And that string, this great merciful string that the Most High has been having us on, when that runs out, and judgment comes, what are y'all going to do? What are you going to do when the Most High brings death to your family behind you running your mouth? Because he'll do that. Yahweh said, every idle word that men shall speak. Is that not written? So you've been going around talking about brothers on Facebook, on YouTube, not realizing if you don't repent, the Most High can very well kill you. Can kill your child, can kill your wife, can kill your mother, to teach you to speak about men.
There you go.
And y'all ain't really believing this. I'm going to be real with you. This is the only reason niggas can go around doing this. They don't really believe and they don't understand the severity of what they into.
Right.
When I read that the Most High, when Dathan and Korah came against Moses and Aaron, the Most High opened the earth and swallowed a bunch of people.
There you go.
They don't believe in that God, man. They don't believe in Yahweh for real. Because he does this to people who talk. He does this to people for talking,
Murmuring.
for saying things. Right? They didn't do anything. Moses could have easily said, hey, man, I'm going to send a priest. We just going to wipe these niggas out. Because that happened in Numbers, right? But no. All they did was talk. The Most High opened the earth. They fell in the earth closed, and that was the end of their chapter.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? This is the power that we serve. If you don't really believe that that's the power that you serve, and you run around calling yourself an Israelite, you got to start reevaluating things. Because judgment is coming, man. And let this be, this corona thing, everyone's in a frenzy. This is just a little this is like a little microcosm. This is just a test run. The Most High getting ready to bring actual judgment. What are you going to do then? You know? You got what precept you got?
I'm going to read Isaiah 65. I think
just finish that. Yeah,
Isaiah 65 and 4.
Bring it out.
Bring it out.
Say by thyself, come not near to me, for I am holier than thou. These are a smoke in my nose, a fire that burneth all the day.
The Most High don't like you niggas that's in this mindset.
That's right.
He does not like it. You're a smoke in his eye. Who likes smoke in their eyes? Nobody. Right? So why would you want to be an irritant to Yahweh? That's what why would you want to be irritated? What do you think he's going to do to those who irritate him, man? Israel got to get a grip because judgment is on the way. We talking about what you read about in the Bible. That type of judgment is on the way to the place that you call home in America. If you do not repent, if you don't humble yourself, because remember, the Most High resists the proud. And I'm seeing certain Israelites walk around with a level of pride, with an unprecedented level of pride, right? And thinking like, don't you know what the Most High does when you walk around in this spirit? Don't you know he hates that? Gotta wake up, man, because we coming to the end of this thing, man. It's high time to wake up. That's all I had, yo.
To let me back real quick on what you're bringing out. This 1 Peter chapter 4 and 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High.
That's right.
And if it first begin at us, the Lord didn't say we get on Esau all day. We get on the nations. You know, we out there, we telling them they're going into slavery. They bow down before us. You understand? We bringing out Revelation 13 and 9. We're going to Jeremiah 30 and 16. But forget all that. The Lord said judgment must begin at the house of the Lord first, man. So when these plagues and this massive death that brothers bringing about, talking about, it's not going to hit them yet. You looking at these nations and you looking at China, you looking at them and France on lockdown. That's not really the final judgment of the Lord, because the first judgment going to begin at us, man. Starting with those in His truth. So you looking at what's going on the outside at China and Italy and damn France and Canada and America, and you kind of confounded by that. Like the brother saying, guess what happens when judgment going to hit the house of the Lord first, man? You're going to see brothers in the truth dying, right? You're going to see people just getting all types of massive death put on them, man. There's going to be dead bodies everywhere. People just going to be falling out, because we represent the house of the Lord, right? We're the temple, right? It says, and judgment must begin at the house of God, and if it first begin at us, what shall the end of them be that obey not the gospel of the Most High? And if the righteous scarcely be saved. I'm going to read that again. For everybody think they over righteous, and you just going to walk into the kingdom of heaven. It says, and if the righteous, the righteous, those on fire, those keeping the commandments, those doing what the Most High required, those brothers that the Most High is pleased with, they scarcely going to make it. You got to sit there and actually think about that, man. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?
There you go.
So the righteous, they barely going to make it out, man. You barely going to escape by the skin of your teeth, right? When this massive death get to the point where the Lord spoke about Ezra saying, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? That's what Ezra said, right? He said in those days he'll be back on the earth. And he saw the destruction. He said, when I'm here, he had an angel dealing with him the whole time, man. And he still said, who's going to deliver me in those days? Because that amount of destruction that he saw, you can't comprehend it, man. Habakkuk said that I might rest in the day of trouble when he cometh into the people and invade them with his truth. He said, I trembled. So it hasn't got to that point yet, man. That's what brothers are bringing out. And if you fretting now, if you shaking, if you going two ways, then you got to build up your faith, man, because it's really going to get bad, man. It's going to get bad, man. You're not going to be able, like the brother said, just go on YouTube and go to the live stream, man. And whatever you got up here, you're going to have to deal with it, right? The Lord said wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of our times. So that whatever now's the time to be acquiring these precepts and this knowledge, because that's what's going to keep you stable in the last days, right? You're not going to be able to hit up Amos and say, Amos, what's that precept? The Lord said, low here, low there. Yeah. He did not. Do I go there? Then you end up going there, right? Right? So you gotta take this time and put it in perspective, right? It's not a game. It's not a joke. This is real life, and the Lord is about to really judge this earth, man.
To open up.
Right.
God. And the brothers is spitting nothing but facts and wisdom to the Akim and Akbar in this live stream, man. Right? They giving you validation of what the scriptures are saying. Like the scriptures don't need validation, but they telling you this is what's coming, man. So you better gird up your loins and get ready, right? Because this unity and the Most High is all we have right now. This is all we have, because the end could happen at any second, man. At any second, your lights can turn off, your internet can shut off, your cell phone stop working.
Yeah.
You're gonna see who's faithful. We're gonna see who's gonna die in their unfaithfulness. Right? This is Hebrews chapter 10. I'm going to start at verse 23. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised. Right? So we got to hold fast to the faith that we're going to be delivered. We got to hold fast to the faith that the Lord is looking over us at all times, and the angels are encamped around those that fear him. Right? And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works. And that's what every single camp that you see on YouTube, out on the highways and byways, we provoking you to love. We're provoking you to the love of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Right? We're provoking you to do good works. Right? We're telling you, you got to be on fire. We're telling you to forsake the old man, kill the old man daily. Right? That's what everybody should be doing. On Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you speaking to your brethren, that's what you should be doing. Get ready to do some good works today. not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together as the manner of some is, right? And like Gorilla Hebrew was saying, Elazar said it perfectly. The brothers in other camps that don't want to be around us, they forsaken the assembly. They forsaken what the Lord told us to come together, right? Gather yourself together. They're forsaking that assembly. But the righteous man who read the scriptures and apply the scriptures, right, and want to do what the Lord commanded, you're going to unify. You're going to get together. You're going to be a help and a benefit towards your nation. We're not forsaking that assembly. We're building this strength together, right? And I can say we probably met a handful of, how many times? Maybe 5 to 6 altogether, right? But it's nothing but pure love and humility and honor when brothers meet each other, man. And that's how it should be whenever you meet any Israelite. You should act as such, man. You should be ready to lay your life down for your neighbor.
Yeah, I heard brothers came and testify to me that they met a brother on the street. The brother like, oh, you an Israelite? He's like, yeah. Like, oh, who you with? Brother's like, oh, I'm with Sicarii. And the brother's like, oh, and just walked off. You know what I'm saying? How satanic is that, man? That's evil,
wicked as hell. That's wicked as hell. Hey, and Yahushua didn't move like that, okay? Because you go to John, right? Just for an example, Yahushua didn't move like that, and you. I don't want to get carnal. Like, y'all gonna learn, man. You're trying to get clout and you're trying to be something because you was never nobody before. So you come in the truth, and now you're trying to step yourself up to a new plateau. The Most High gonna smack you down. You don't come near. The Bible says they love to come near unto me. They love to exalt themselves and come near unto me, man. The Most High don't like that. You like that. This is John 1:47, right? It says, Yahushua saw Nathanael coming to him and saith of him, behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom is no guile. And that's red letter. He didn't say, hey, yo, why you ain't been following me this whole time? He didn't say,
you ain't in my camp.
He didn't say, you ain't in my camp, so you ain't an Israelite.
He didn't say you're a fake Israelite.
You're a fake Israelite.
A fake Israelite indeed.
He said you are Israelite indeed because he saw his brother coming, and his brother was a righteous man, and that's all that mattered, man. You know, we're going to have to go back to the Old Testament. You know, the Most High, to fix certain brothers, the Most High going to have to start putting a lion in the way, and brothers going to have to walk past that lion, and if you wicked, he's going to tear your ass. Like, to put fear in brothers, because right now the pride is disgusting, man. The pride is disgusting, all right? Adawan's
and it ain't hard
Go ahead.
To do that.
Go ahead.
You got to remember, it's a zoo in every major city. It ain't nothing for the Most High to let the lion up out of that zoo and the zoo just be on your block.
Yeah.
That can happen.
It can happen. Okay?
It's like the Lord sent 2 she-bears and killed 42 kids, man. Just like that. Just for they thought that they was right, man. You know, they thought they was doing their thing, but the Lord sent them bears and killed them, man.
Mauled them kids, man. And that was a gory scene.
And for what? For mocking the prophets.
There you go.
And here prophets are being mocked. Prophets are being mocked like it's absolutely nothing. The people got to understand that we in this last time, like the argument going into, if we're in the last time, then an abundance of the prophets that you read about is on the scene right now.
Right.
We don't know who's who, but here's what I know. It's a lot of prophets on the scene right now. And people are mocking the prophets as if there's not a judgment for that. Yahushua said, if you give a prophet a drink of water in my name, you shall receive a prophet's reward. If you be blessed for just giving a prophet a drink of water, how do you think you'll be rewarded for mocking the prophet?
There you go.
That's right.
There you
and
go.
This is going to prove that this second Ezra's 1:38. And now, brother, behold, what glory and see the people that cometh from the east, unto whom I will give for leaders, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Hoseas, which is Hosea, Amos, and Micah, Joel, Obadiah, and Jonas, Nahum, Rebecca, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi, which is also called an angel of the Lord. So imagine you mocking Abraham.
Yeah.
If you think Abraham's, ain't that the friend of the Lord, man?
Yeah.
Isn't he the friend of the Lord? You think Abraham, he's not somewhere sitting behind a recliner on a keyboard. He out there doing the work, man. Jacob out there doing the work, man. Now, you don't know who's Abraham or who's Jacob. and you sitting there talking and scoffing at the Lord's best friend, man.
Salakia, man, if I could say, they did that to John, man, because he said, if you will receive it, I'm speaking of John the Baptist, who they did whatever they listed while he was here. They did whatever they wanted to do to him. And, you know, brother, you know, I don't want to turn this into, but brothers is doing whatever they want to do to brothers, man. All right? Real talk, man. Hey, this is Titus 1:16. It says, they profess that they know God, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient unto every good work, reprobate, man. And what's the main thing that Yahushua taught you? You got to love your brother as yourself, man. You got to love your brother as your own soul, man. So that means you looking for reasons to love your Akim, you know? Not for reasons to hate them, okay? So you, in exalting yourself and separating yourself from the nation, are actually abominable to the Most High, man.
That's right. So like Hassan got a precept. Go ahead.
This is Sirach 27, verse 28. Mockery and reproach are from the proud. It says, mockery and reproach are from the proud, but vengeance as a lion shall lie in wait for them. Like we're going into the lion, Most High might have a lion from the zoo come kill him. For the proud.
Gonna be punished, man.
Cause when martial law all hell breaks loose, you think they're gonna be keeping the zoo?
Right.
All them animals from the zoo is gonna be out. Zoo Atlanta, y'all, it's gonna be going nuts.
It's gonna be in damn 5 points.
You feel me? Right. Then what?
Yeah.
It's a lot too. They even in the scriptures, men are referred to as beasts, and these nations be letting all these prisoners out. They just letting them out, man. The Lord might put a spirit on these prisoners to put you in the damn chokehold, man, and run up on you. They're referred to as beasts, man. The Lord said in Psalms 49:20, man that is without honor and understandeth not is like the beast that perish. You're gonna have men out here, they gonna be acting like they're gonna take on that nature and that carnal instinct, and they gonna eat what they gotta eat, and they gonna have to do what they gotta do. So you gotta, the Lord destroy you many ways, man.
You're gonna have a whole bunch of Nebuchadnezzars running around eating breads with hair growing out their backs.
Long fingernails. You know, and it's so easy to unify under Yahushua, man. It's so easy. You have to work hard to find division underneath Yahushua. Because when you go out and you watch brothers do the work and you see their diligence and you see they sincere, that's a peaceful thing to you, man. That's like manna, seeing brothers teach and they really mean it, man. You know? You get that feeling that come over you when a brother's going into the scriptures and he's breaking the scripture down sincerely. He's been taught, it's obvious, and he really wants the people to learn. The first thing that comes to my mind is not who that man is with. The first thing that comes to my mind is, well, hey, that's a good precept. Let me be skillful and add on to that if I could say something, man. And that's a way to, and even that's in the Bible for unification purposes, man. Because if a brother's out there speaking with wisdom, you as a man of wisdom should be able to add on to that. You're not supposed to be skillful at finding ways to make separation amongst brothers, especially in these last days, man.
That's a professional scoffer, man.
Yeah.
Right. This Israelite 101. This Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 3. For forward thoughts separate from Yahweh and his power when it is tried, reprove the unwise. When to a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter. And you starting to see brothers who don't got wisdom. Right? You starting to see brothers with malicious intentions. Right? When they start spewing out these false doctrines, causing division, speaking blasphemy on the scriptures, you starting to see those malicious souls come out more and more. But you got to remember, these scriptures were written for our learning, man. So you seeing these things come to pass, and you got to be spiritual, have that spirit of discernment, who to follow, right? Because the only person you're supposed to be following is Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
That's right.
I'm following this man because this man got the earth. You saying, no, I follow the scriptures. Right? The scriptures and the Holy Spirit is what teach you all things, man. We don't do a damn thing. We might present a scripture, but if the Lord don't give the increase, then we just was wasting our breath.
There you go.
So you got to be spiritual, right? Nor dwell in a body that is subject unto sin. For the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit and remove from thoughts that are without understanding and will not abide when unrighteousness come in. Right? So wisdom is getting shot out of brothers' spirits left and right, man. You seeing brothers' candles get lit, blown out. Right? You seeing brothers getting weary, not enduring.
Yeah.
these times are hastening, man. Things are happening so fast you can't even keep track of all the prophecies that's going on before our eyes.
And that's something that Priest Zabak teaches. The Most High don't need you. All right? The Most High don't need you. He'll smack you down and raise up another man in your stead better than you. Okay? And he's newer than you, younger than you. Okay? Go ahead.
And listen, and I always say this, in being in this truth, from going from a spectator to being active, teaching, etc. For 12 years now, I've seen men be removed and men be put up in their place. Exactly like you said, newer, younger, better. I've witnessed it. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't gonna speak too much, but there was a certain metropolitan area near the nation's capital where there was a group of men for a time, then they disappeared. Then the Lord raised up a new group of men. Now these guys come back on the scene bitter, right? Meanwhile, the whole time raised up other younger, greater prophets than them in that area. That's clear. We witnessed this. You see what I'm saying? So that always needs something to be in mind. Every one of us is expendable. There's nothing, at the end of the day, to the Most High, we're His chosen people, yes, but there's nothing special in particular about any one of us.
God.
At the end of the day, if you feeling yourself too much, the Most High can easily just say, okay, you get out the way. I'm going to just raise this brother up right in your stead. He's going to be right on that same corner, or not too far from where you was teaching, and I'm going to have him be even more powerful than you. Yeah. That's it. Exactly. So we got to make sure that we moving, like I always say, you got to be moving with fear of the Most High, where you watching your step, because you know easily, okay, he's out the way. Boom. Somebody else is on the job. There's no job security.
Yeah.
right.
You know? That's a good way to put it.
And I'm gonna add to that. This Wisdom of Solomon to link up with that chapter 6, and I'm gonna read verse 4. It says, "Because being ministers of His kingdom, the ministers are the servants that go out there and do work." Right. Another word for a minister is a servant. It says, "Because being ministers of His kingdom, ye have not judged the right, nor kept the law, nor walked after the counsel of the Most High. Horribly and speedily shall He come upon you, for a sharp judgment shall be to them that be in high places." So if brothers want to put themselves in high places and exalt themselves, they're going to get a sharp judgment. Now we know this going into kings that rule the earth, but on another level, men that exalt themselves, or men that put themselves on the pedestal, or men that are dealing with pride, the Lord said, horribly and speedily shall He come upon you, for a sharp judgment shall be to them that be in high places. But mercy will soon pardon the meanest, but mighty men shall be mightily tormented. For He which is Lord over all shall fear no man's persons. Like brother saying, the Lord don't need you, huh? He's not looking at you and saying, man, this brother's, man, I don't know what to do with this brother. I can't control him. He's just doing this thing. And the Lord kind of leave you alone and let you do your thing. Because then the Lord kind of do His thing.
No.
It don't work like that, man.
Because you're just so deep and great that the Most High, He just left you alone.
Look at your numbers.
Yeah, come on. The Lord said, it says, reading again, Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 7, "For He which is Lord over all shall fear no man's persons, neither shall He stand in awe of any man's greatness. But He hath made the small and great, and careth for all alike. But a sore trial shall come upon the mighty. Unto you therefore, O kings," and we the kings. Right? Then the Lord said that we are a nation of kings and priests. Then He called us a chosen generation, a royal priesthood. It says, "Unto you therefore, O kings, do I speak, that ye may learn wisdom and not fall away." Because brothers are falling away every day, man. So the Lord speaking to you and telling you how He get down on men that be in high places, man. So you got to be, the Lord said in Sicarii the 5th chapter, let your life be sincere.
Yeah.
So you want to let your life be sincere in this truth, man. You know?
Well said. Well said.
Preacher, just to add on what you said, this is Proverbs chapter 29, verse 23. It says, "A man's pride shall bring him low." Like Yahushua said, He humbleth, He exalteth the humble, but He's going to abase the proud. It says, "A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit." So if you come to this truth, I think it's Wisdom of Solomon, the first chapter. It says that wisdom will not dwell in a malicious spirit.
That's right.
So you see a brother that you think he got a lot of wisdom, but he needs not to get puffed up. The Lord can easily take His spirit from him, man. Look at what happened with Saul and King David. When Saul went to Samuel, he said, "The Lord hath taken the kingdom from you and given it to a man that is better than you."
Yeah.
Like David was younger than him. He was more wise than him. His
Yeah.
kingdom was far greater than his. So that can happen. If that happened to Saul, who was king of Israel at the time, what makes you think it can happen to you? You know?
Hey, Salaki, the Lord did that to Solomon, man.
Yeah.
He gave it to Rehoboam. And Solomon knew all things, secret and manifest. The Lord said, all right, look, I'm going to give it to this man. Split up his whole kingdom, man. And gave 10 tribes to Rehoboam because the Lord would do that, man.
Yeah.
You know? And look at Judas. Judas was walking with Yahweh doing miracles, putting in that work. Mm-hmm. What did he do? He turned the Lord over for some money that wouldn't even lasted a week.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have lasted 2 days. Right? So the Lord can put whatever spirit he want to put on you, right? According to your works. Mm. Right? This is Sirach, chapter 28 and verse 7. Remember the commandments and bear no malice to thy neighbor. Remember the covenant of the highest and wink at ignorance. Abstain from strife, and thou shalt diminish thy sins, for a furious man will kindle strife. Yeah. Right? So you got to be able to wink at a brother's ignorance. I'm not talking about walk around and just wink at brothers. You know, don't be simple. But you gotta be able to forgive your brother, man. Sometimes brothers may get a little carnal and not notice it. Sometimes brothers may get out the spirit. Right? I might argue with Naquan with something about something dumb. And you might be like, you know what? I'm not tripping about that. It's whatever. Mm. Right? So you got to remember this, because once you, what did it say? I want to misquote it. And abstain from strife, and thou shalt diminish thy sins. Right? So if you're a strifeful man, you want to always argue, you always want to be contentious and downplay your brother, you're going to have sins pile up on sins. And the Lord said, be not afraid to add sin upon sin. Mm. Right? So right now it's the time of unity and asking the Most High to bring judgment to this nation so we can go to hell home, man. That's right. That's what we all want to do is go home, man. I'm tired of working. I'm tired of worrying about money. Yeah. I'm tired of worrying about being healthy. I'm tired of worrying about getting shot while we out teaching. Yeah. I'm tired of worrying about getting shot while we leaving from camp. Right? It's things that we shouldn't have to deal with, man. But we know the angels are around us, but you still have carnal thoughts that pop up in your mind. Those are those evil spirits that try to cast doubt upon you. Mm-hmm. I'm tired of dealing with these evil spirits that cast doubt. Right? So this fast, April 2nd at sundown, came from none of us brothers. It came from up top. And the Lord just asked brothers, well, he didn't ask us, the Lord sanctified it. Right? The Lord brought this into brothers' thoughts to put this decree out. Mm. Right? So ain't nobody above the nation. Everybody should want to be like with their brothers.
That's right.
You got brothers that read Revelation, the 2nd chapter, power over the nations, and they think that's talking about Israel scattered into different nations. They think it's talking about now. So brothers, you know, they kind of just be twisting the whole thing up, man.
Yeah, we got to rule these nations, man.
That's
and
right.
I got word from so the elders of Aquanium at Masharaya Sharala, Sorrow Priest Gahan, that just so everybody understands, fully support everyone is on board 100%, 144% with this fast, and think this is the right move for the nation to make.
Calm. Beautiful point. I'm going to bring this out. This is Sirach chapter 36. Now, when you read Sirach 36, 1 through 14, or 1 through 17 is a prayer. And it's a beautiful prayer that really goes into the destruction of your enemies, or the enemies of Israel. And part of the prayer, I'm going to read this Sirach chapter 36, and I'll read 10. It says, smite and sunder the heads of the rulers of the heathen, that say there is none other but we. And brothers know this prayer faithfully, man. That's why you see these leaders, the heads of these heathen, getting diseases. They getting all terrified out their mind. They dying and they passing out. And you had a head of the heathen pass out today at a parliament speech, man. I seen. Wow. He was just up there talking. He just passed out and collapsed. Right? Because the Most High is hearing your prayers. Don't think that your prayers aren't being heard, man. Right? Verse 11. Gather all the tribes of Jacob together and inherit thou them as from the beginning.
That's
so
right.
Part of this prayer is actually gathering the tribes together. And Sirach, that's wise man from on high through the Spirit of the Lord, he was praying that the Lord gather all of the tribes together, right? So that's what we about. We about gathering the tribes together, coming together, fasting together, praying for one another. During the fast, you should be praying for brothers, man. I'm not praying for that brother because he's not in my camp, right? You got to pray for your brothers, man. That's off, that the work may endure, right? And I got Genesis chapter 49 and 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you which shall befall you in the last days. Right? So, hey, we're living in the last days. So the Lord said, gather yourselves together, man. Come from these different areas you in. Come from out of that rock. Come from behind that keyboard and gather yourself together, man. All right?
Yeah. Salaki, this is Hosea 5 and 15. It says, I will go and return to my place. See, this is why the Most High has not returned yet. It's the pride that's still in the earth, man. So that's what all these brothers is teaching you. They're giving you different precepts and different armor to help you approach everyday life with the right attitude. All right? You need an Israelite's attitude. Okay? The greater a man be, the more humble he should be. All right? You're not going to go into a fast for the Most High with pride in your spirit. Okay? It's not going to work. You're going to mess it up for everybody. Okay? So we'd rather you just go over there. But if you're going to do this with us, come with the right attitude. It says, I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense. That should destroy the holier than thou spirit. That should destroy I'm better than this brother spirit. Once you have to seriously look at yourself and acknowledge your offenses against the Most High. That's what you're supposed to be doing on the Day of Atonement. That's what you're supposed to be doing during a fast, right? And that's what you're supposed to be doing daily. The Bible said, examine yourself, whether you be in the faith, man. All right? It says, and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early. But I've been taught this from the beginning. There's an early that is too late, okay? The Bible says they will seek me early, but shall not find me, okay? So don't wait too long to humble your spirit down. And some of y'all need to be humble to the point where you even acknowledge that we the Israelites, all right? There's people, blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics every day that's too proud to acknowledge that we the Israelites, okay? That's beneath them to acknowledge that some brothers that went out on the street teaching the Bible could be right. That's beneath them. So instead, they'd rather come against us. No, humble yourself, man. All right? Because when you're going to be seeking the Most High in that day when the terrorists come in this place, and the Bible is cold about them terrorists. When Ezra was asking that angel about all the people that's going to die, the angel straight up told him, 2 Ezra 8:55, ask no more questions about the multitude that perish. Don't even ask me. They're going to die. All right? It's not that mercy that you seek won't be there anymore. So what we're trying to do is tap into that mercy while it's available. All right? When you go to Isaiah 26:21, when you do humble down like that and acknowledge your offense, the Most High says this. He says, for behold, the Lord cometh out of his place. So if we humble ourselves on this fast, you never know, man. We might provoke the Most High to move, okay? And then he could come and destroy these heathens, and the earth can be given back to you. All right, I know you don't like to be in a diminutive position, especially when you learn the truth and you learn that these devils is what they really are. I mean, I'm watching on Facebook, Moab eating everything under the sun. But these people have a pride about themselves like they're better than you. You looking at Esau, if you come into the truth and you accept that the so-called white man is Esau, you have learned the true wickedness of this devil. There's no way he's on our level, man. Okay? So the Most High said you can glory in certain things. Glory that ye know me and keepeth my commandments. All right? It says, for behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood and shall no more cover her slain. And that's when everything's going to be brought to the forefront. I can't wait for that glorious day, man. I can't wait for that day where Esau has to look and acknowledge and say it is them who the Lord has loved. I love that scripture because it must come to pass. They're going to bow and say, you are the true Israelites. You are truly God's people. And in that day, they will know that he is the Lord, man. You doing this fast, showing this unity and humility. Hey, it might be humility for some of you brothers to say, I didn't come up with this idea, but I'm going to join them brothers. The Most High might appreciate that because you might have that kind of spirit on you. You know, I ain't following behind nobody. I'm my own man. Yo, the Most High might see that humility and help further this thing. All right? Humble down. All right? Listen good. They're going to show you some things.
Yeah, kind of like you was going into dealing with the fast. You remember, I was getting on the wicked Pharisees, and he said, "What? You fast twice a week, you pay all the tithes, but you still wicked as hell because you fasting, but you're not acknowledging offense. You just fasted to say, look, I fast."
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? He was cutting it. Yeah, they fasted, but they just fasted just to say, look, I'm so righteous.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Beating
Now,
their
that ain't what
breasts.
it's about. All that pride of the flesh. You precept?
Yeah, that verse is
Yeah,
right
okay.
after this too.
Bring
Okay,
it out.
go ahead.
Luke chapter 18, verse 11. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself, God, I thank thee that I am not as other men are,
Yeah.
extortionate, unjust, adulterers, or even as this publican. I fast twice in the week. I give tithes of all that I possess. And the publican standing afar off would not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven, but smote upon his breast, saying, God, be merciful to me, a sinner.
See that? He just was keeping it a buck.
Mm-hmm.
I know I ain't nothing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Please just have mercy. Here's this wicked Pharisee like, yo, I'm just the most righteous nigga ever. Look at me. Go ahead.
I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other.
That's it. That's a cut. Go ahead.
It says, for everyone that exalteth himself shall be abased.
That's right.
And humbleth himself shall be exalted.
That don't need a breakdown.
Come.
Go ahead.
This is Sirach chapter 10, verse 7, and then I'm going to jump to 9 and 10. It says, pride is hateful before God and man, and by both doth one commit iniquity. When you read the book of Sirach, especially in the early chapters, it just illustrates how much the Lord hates being proud. Okay, but I'm going to jump to verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. He said there's not even a more wicked thing than that. For such an one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his vows. Here's the point, verse 10. The physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, so you see the brother, man, that brother's he's a powerful brother in this truth, but maybe you don't know that he's wicked behind closed doors. It says, today is a king, tomorrow shall die. So the Lord can do away with anybody. He said he could kill a king. So you see him as a great king one day, the next day he could drop dead.
That's right.
Look at going back to King Saul. The Lord, he had an Amalekite come kill King Saul.
That's right.
They weren't expecting that the day before. Well, look at great King Saul. The Lord had him get killed by
the tallest man in Israel.
Right.
Killed thousands of people.
Right.
He just gets bodied by Amalekite.
Right.
The Amalekite coming to just kill him. That's demoralizing.
If I may too, and that story should show a great example about loving your enemies amongst your own people. Because remember when the Amalekite came to King David and said, "Look, I killed Saul." Mind you, Saul already tried killing David numerous occasions. What did David do? What did all David and the young men did that was with David? They all started mourning. And I think they put sackcloth and ashes on their head, and they killed the Amalekite.
And they bodied him.
That's right.
That's a brother that tried to kill King David, and he still loved him. He said, "How?" I'm roughly paraphrasing. How dare you basically touch one of the Lord's anointed?
He called him the Lord's anointed. He didn't say that that Saul wasn't in the truth, man. All right? He called him the anointed.
Hey, he wasn't following David, but hey, look, he still didn't say he wasn't in the truth.
Right.
It's in the Bible.
Hey, the Lord killed Belshazzar in Daniel 5th chapter.
That's
He was
right.
up there praising his heathen gods with cups and damn jewels and with his concubines.
That's right.
All night, and the Lord came and killed them the next day, man. All right, so the Lord could get down how he get down, man.
That's right.
And the Lord said in Matthew 21:19, and presently the fig tree withered away, as he found no fruit thereon. You know, but I'm gonna bring this out to this St. Luke chapter 5, and I'm gonna read 33.
Bring it out.
They said unto him, why do the disciples of John fast often and make prayers, and likewise the disciples of the Pharisees define eat and drink? And he said unto them, this is the Lord speaking, can they make the children of the bride chamber fast while the bridegroom is with them? Right? You don't go to a wedding and see everybody fasting, right? And if you go into that wedding, then nobody in the spirit. The wedding is a time for festivities. It's time for rejoicing. It's time for unity. So when the Lord was amongst the apostles, it wasn't time to be fasting. It was time to enjoy the presence of the Lord, right? Right? Verse 35. But the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken away from them, and then shall they fast in those days. So these are the days we live in there now. Because the bridegroom is taken away from us on a physical level, but he's with us in the spirit. Right? So we should be fasting these days. The Lord, if you one of the disciples, you will be fasting these days. Because the Lord is speaking about his servants that will be doing these things when he's taken away, man. Right? So fasting is important, man. And you have to have a reason why you fast too. You should be repentant, acknowledging your sin. You should be praying for more faith. You should be praying for the downfall of these heathen, man. You know, you should be praying for death and destruction on the earth, for mercy.
That's right.
You know, so it's a lot of things to pray for, man. Don't be fasting and you praying for a damn Bentley, man. I want a Bentley to drive and escape Jacob's trouble.
It's carnal, man.
I want wings. I want the Lord to give me wings so I can fly away to the wilderness.
Yeah, that's foolishness.
And what's so crazy is, and I'm going to tell y'all something, little do a lot of y'all know in Israel that are praying and asking for these things, it's brothers that got Bentleys and they looking for your knowledge. They're seeking your knowledge. You see what I'm saying? We had a brother, if y'all seen the video we was teaching at the strip club in Miami, he was like, I know you. And he was like, where Adam Abbott at? Where's Adam Abbott at? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So here it is. We don't even know. You see what I'm saying? I know of a few people that a lot of people don't know about that be watching the videos who are household names that everyone knows that's got millions, that's got Bentleys, and guess what? They're watching the humble, lowly brother do a sit-down breakdown in his damn house. You see what I'm saying? They're watching that. They want that edification because they've already had that. The same thing like Solomon. They had that stuff, and you know what they realized? All is vanity and vexation.
Vexation of the spirit.
They've had it. You not having it thinking, oh, I just want that. Nah, man. At the end of the day, it's all vanity and vexation of the spirit. This understanding this Bible, man, there's absolutely nothing that even comes relatively close.
That's right.
Quick
Bring that out.
On that. This is Proverbs chapter 8, verse 11. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired. Lambo, Bentley, a damn helicopter, or a yacht. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to. You can't even compare, like a brother said, you got a Bentley. This wisdom is way better than 100 Bentleys, man.
That's right.
Every Bentley in the world, every luxury car in the world couldn't compare to the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that comes with the Holy Scripture.
Bring it out, Al.
I had a precept sent to me from Brother Uriah, right? It's speaking about being humble and humility, right? This is the book of St. John, chapter 13, and I'm going to start at verse 10. And Yahweh shall say to him, he that is washed needeth not, save to wash his feet, but is clean every whit. And ye are clean, but not all. For he know who should betray him, therefore said he, ye are not all clean. So after that he washed their feet, he had taken his garments and was sat down again. He said to them, know ye not that I have done to you? So this is the Messiah washing the disciples' feet. He's the king of everything. He's the king amongst all kings,
That's right?
He would be ruling this whole earth. And he humbled himself down. He was washing the disciples' feet.
That's right.
Ye call me master and Lord, and ye say, for I am so. So I am. If I then, your Lord and Master, have washed your feet, ye also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example that ye should do, and as I have done to you. Right? So just because a few brothers know your name, that don't matter, man. Right? You gotta be the most humble person when you step into a building of people, when you step around brothers. You gotta check your spirit at the door, man. Right? If a brother needs something, you gotta give it to him. Right? This is a part of loving your nation. If a brother's like, man, I can't do this on my own, like, you know what, I'm gonna fast with you, brother. There's plenty of times brothers done fasted with me. There's plenty of times I fast with brothers. Right? This is a point of the gainsayers and the people who say you can't fast as a nation. Right? There's plenty of accounts in the scriptures where you can fast together. Right? So take this example of Yahweh, how he humbled himself down and washed the disciples' feet. And you should be washing feet on a spiritual level. Right? Any arms of charity you can do.
That's what brothers is doing, you know, by going out to camp. It's spiritually washing feet, man. You're teaching the milk to the people that don't even know that they need that. They treat you like trash out there, man. Turn the shoulder. And brothers diligently go back out there. That is that washing of the feet.
Right. I'm gonna bring this out just to let me back. This is Job chapter 35, and I'm gonna read verse. I'm gonna start at 9. This is Job 35 and 9. By reason of the multitude of oppressions, they make the oppressed to cry. They cry out by reason of the arm of the mighty. And the oppressions are coming from these nations, right? And because of all of these oppressions, we crying out to the Lord because they got their arm on them. They basically beating you down, man. You know how you got your little brother and you just kind of beating them up, playing around with them, and they crying out for help. That's how Esau get us, but on a violent physical level, right? It says, but none saith, where is the Most High my Maker who giveth songs in the night? Because when Israel deal with oppression, they don't go about it the right way, right? They seek vanity, they seek folly, they seek madness, even in this truth, right? Understanding this captivity we in and the judgment from on high, nobody's really seeking the Most High and going about it and doing the things that we should do as a nation that give songs in the night. The Most High, He's the one that comforts you, right? We're in the spiritual nighttime. We're in the spiritual dark time. Right, so in the midst of this oppression and captivity, we gotta seek the Most High to give us songs in the night, right? Right, you got brothers in the truth try to buy their way out of captivity. I had a brother personally tell me he tried to escape the curses for money.
Can't do that.
Right, but he went to another state and thought he could escape the curses. Right, well you can't escape these curses, man. It says, but none saith, where is the Most High my Maker who giveth songs in the night, who teacheth us more than the beasts of the earth, and maketh us wiser than the fowls of heaven. There they cry, but none giveth answer, because of the pride of evil men. Surely the Most High will not hear vanity, neither will the Almighty regard it. So if you're praying for vanity while you fasting too, the Lord not hearing that, man. He won't even regard it.
Yeah.
Straight like that.
Use the fast for the nation. How about that? How about make the prayers during the fast for others instead of yourself? How about that? All right? As a way to force yourself to show some type of humility if you're not accustomed to such a thing. All right?
Yeah, I be on the Facebook scrolling sometimes. I'll see somebody making a cry for help. They going through this. They need prayer. This. I feel bad if I don't just drop everything and send the prayers up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What does it hurt you? Just send the prayer. This person, this brother, or this sister need. Send the prayers up, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we should be praying for others. You know, you ain't just only supposed to be looking out for you.
Right.
Right. Look out for yourself and others. What's an example of that? When the priest offered the Day of Atonement sacrifice, he went for himself and for the people.
There you
see
go.
what I'm saying? So they weren't just looking for him, for himself, and for the nation. You know,
that's right.
Just to kind of let me back off of what the brother Amos said. There's countless examples in the scriptures of us fasting as a nation. I'm going to just read one of those briefly. This is Judith, chapter 4, verse 11 to 13. It says, you can really read the whole chapter, but I'm just going to get to the point. It says, thus every man and woman and the little children and the inhabitants of Jerusalem fell before the temple and cast ashes upon their heads and spread out their sackcloth before the face of the Lord. Also they put sackcloth about the altar and cried to the God of Israel, all with one consent earnestly. That's what we're telling Israel to do. That's what we're praying to the Most High to do. All right, to put the Spirit upon our people so we can seek Him in truth and in sincerity. It says, with all one consent earnestly, and that He would not give their children for a prey and their wives for a spoil, and the cities of their inheritance to destruction. Because I believe this is during the time of Nebuchadnezzar, I believe. And the sanctuary to profanation and reproach, and for the nations to rejoice at. Here's the point, verse 13. So God heard their prayers and looked upon their afflictions, for the people fasted many days in all Judea. So we humble ourselves as a nation. Even 2 Chronicles 7 and 14 tells you that. Even your pastor will tell you that. If my people shall call by my name, shall humble themselves.
That's right.
One of the things you can humble yourself is in fasting.
That's right. Hey.
I just want to make a quick point. This Matthew chapter 6 and verse 16. Moreover, when you fast, be not as the hypocrites of a sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces, that they may appear unto men to fast. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thy head and wash thy face, that thou appear not unto men to fast, but unto thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which is in secret shall reward thee openly. So when you out there and you fasting, or for the nationwide fast, don't be at work. Yo, you know I'm not eating, man, so don't offer me nothing. You know that water good, but I'm good, man. I'm fasting. No, keep it to yourself. Do it in secret, man. For all those who haven't fasted before. Right? Put some lotion on your face. Put some oil on your face, man.
Yeah. Brush
more than secret. Right? And if brothers and sisters can take off work that day, take off work. You might not even be at work that day for real. The way this coronavirus is spreading. Right? So keep it humble. It's like, go ahead, King.
That's right.
Yeah, man. Akim just got to make sure we stand in the spirit and we keep in the work first. Even with all these measures that they're trying to do, you got to understand we got to adjust on the fly. If they say you can't be in more than a group of more than 10 people, I said, all right, well, if they say that, then we going out in twos. We'll just go out in twos. You know what I'm saying? We still going to go out because there's going to be some Israelite who don't know who the hell he is walking down the street or her, and they got to get this word or they got to accept this truth, but we got to get the blood off our hands. So if your city is shut down, then you go to a next city. Right, like we got a camp in San Francisco. San Francisco's going through what they're going through. You ain't really supposed to be outside without approved destinations. So, all right, well then I'm gonna go to another city where that's close enough driving distance, but that doesn't have those type of restrictions. You see what I'm saying? This word's still going on. We ain't go, all right, white man said we can't go out and teach the Bible today, so we ain't gonna go teach the Bible. Nah, we gonna figure it out, man, because this work and pleasing the Most High is paramount. Paul said it. He said it pleased the Most High with the foolishness of preaching.
That's right.
Those that may be saved, roughly paraphrased. Right? So we're trying to get up out of here. So part of this thing is certainly doing this work, going out to these streets, which we're going to do. In some cities, they're putting on harsher things than other towns. Right? If they're doing something harsh in your city, you may have to go somewhere else. They say you may have to just go 2 brothers go out. All right, we're going to split the camp up. This team of 2, this team of 2, this team. Yahweh Shah sent the 12 out that way. And the 70. First he sent the 12 out, then what? People forget about the 70. They talk about the 12.
Yeah.
What about the 70?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 70 also got sent out in 2s. So we got to go out in 2s. This brother speak for this long and this brother read, then we switch on. Then that's what we'll do.
That's right.
In the spirit of the Most High. This word going to go out though, man. As fast as going to occur, Most High will, this word is going to go out. Because that's what's paramount in these times.
This account is Matthew chapter 10 and 23. But when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another. But verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come. So that's how I got to get down, man. And that's a good point because I was actually thinking about that, man. You still got to go out regardless, man. You think the Lord going? Well, Esau said that. But what did the Lord say, man?
That's right.
What did the Most High say at the end of the day? You know, so brothers gotta put that into perspective. And you can't be fearing what this devil's doing on the earth too, man. Right? When he said, "I don't know." Hold on now. Paul was getting persecuted, and I'm not sure the city. It might have been Iconium, wherever he got stoned, and he got back up.
Got back
went
up.
back to the city and started preaching, man. He just got stoned. He got up and said, "Man, that was kind of crazy."
That's right.
So that's how we gotta be, man. Imagine taking rock. You gotta really taking rocks to the nose, to the chin. His tooth probably got chipped.
You gotta think about it. They can watch the videos. Levi, we stoning people in Haiti all the time. You can go watch the videos of what a stoning looks like.
Yeah,
it's
wild.
nothing pretty.
It's not pretty.
Yeah. So brothers gotta be. Let me bring this out. I'll let the scripture speak. This Philippians real quick, verse chapter. Right, this Philippians chapter 1. And I'm going to read verse, let's start at 14. We'll start at 13. This Philippians chapter 1. Oh, actually, I'm going to start at, let me start at 12. Philippians 1 and 12. But I would, ye should understand, brethren, that the things which happened unto me have fallen out rather into the furtherance of the gospel. So what happened? What is he speaking about? His persecution. I'm getting locked up. Now, a lot of people thought that would diminish the word. Right? They thought locking up Paul would shut down the truth. But Paul said it helped the truth abound more. Right? It led to the furtherance of the gospel. Right? So him simply going out there, even in the dire situations he was in and getting locked up, that didn't stop anything, man. Mm-hmm. Right? It helped the truth abound. He's going to tell you why. It says, so that my bonds in Hamashiach are manifest in all the palace and in all other places. Everybody heard that Paul got locked up, right? You heard, Paul, he was out there getting on the nations, getting on Israel, telling them to turn back to the Lord. The Romans locked them up. Hey, what happened? Everybody heard about it, man.
Y'all remember when me and Deacon got locked up? That went all over the place in Israel when they came and locked us up.
Right.
That don't do nothing but validate what we got going on.
There you go.
And then guess what? You get in the jail, it ain't nothing but our people in the jail anyway. Guess what? What we gonna do when we get to jail? You know what, El? Give me the breakdown for this, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in jail making study guide, I'm passing them things out. Man, here, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So that just makes this truth abound more. It just like happened with Paul is the same in this time.
That's right. And it's a verse 13. So that my bonds and Hamashiach are manifest in all the palaces and in all other places. And many of the brethren in the Lord waxing confident by my bonds are much more bold to speak the word without fear.
God.
So, and they heard, man, Paul did that, man. I could do that, man. Like Paul was out there, man. Let me go out there and go hard, man.
That's right.
That's the spirit brothers was in, man. Your brothers didn't say, man, I don't know, man. They out there, he got locked up, and I don't know if I should go. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna just chill out for a minute. I'm under grace, right? Brothers gonna really start using that grace then. There's gonna be brothers' favorite word in those days.
Oh man!
Out there going hard, that inspired other brothers, man. Right? And it says, waxing confident by my bonds are much more bold to speak the word without fear. So we gotta speak this word without fear, man. Right? Till the Lord come back, to all hell break loose, man. Brothers had dreams of brothers at camp still teaching the word, man. When all hell was breaking loose. So you can't fear no man's persons. You can't respect Esau. You gotta fear Yahweh Bashar Shah.
That's right.
Right? So I just want to bring that up.
God. This is Matthew 5:23. It says, therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there rememberest that thy brother hath aught against thee, leave there thy gift before the altar, and go thy way. First be reconciled to thy brother, and then come and offer thy gift. That doesn't just apply to bringing a gift to the altar. That has to do with anything concerning approaching the Most High. When you fasting, you approaching the Most High. The Most High is not going to deal with your fast if you're holding a grudge against your brother, man. And the grudges we have in the truth are petty as hell. Yo, look, we're going to have to be bigger and better than that thing going forward. Don't come into the fast hating other brothers, but you're going to do the fast for your own selfish reasons, man. Take heed to the red letter, what Yahushua is teaching here. Hey, I get on the Christians all the time. Y'all teach about Christ, but you never teach nothing he said. Y'all talk about him all day. Jesus. Elder Tahar said, sweet Jesus, right? That what y'all say all day, right? But you don't never teach nothing he said. He said, don't go to my father if you got an ought with your brother. Deal with him first, then come to me. So I believe the brother said April 1st for the strong men and April 2 for the general for this fast. You got time. And this goes to the women. Go to that sister who got the head wrap that was too tall at camp and you couldn't see the brothers speaking and you hate her. Go to her and talk to the sister and reconcile your sister, man.
He's telling the truth.
You understand what I'm saying, man?
He's telling the whole truth.
Go ahead.
So, I was just saying you telling the truth, but also on the point you said, if anybody watch our Passat class, I cut the camera, the live feed, right? Because after I cut the live feed, when I walked in, Deacon pulled me to the side. He said, listen, it's some grudges in this room. We can't eat this lamb if there's grudges in the room. So I went up, I said, cut the feed. Everybody, if y'all go watch the class, you can see I said, cut the feed. I said, if anybody got grudges, stand up and go to the back because ain't nobody eating until all this is squashed, period. You know what I'm saying? In that same spirit of leave it at the altar and then go reconcile with your brother before you come back. We're not eating this lamb, the body of Hamashiach, which it symbolizes, and we hating each other. We have these BS petty issues with one another. So Akim had to go in the back room and straighten that out. And we ended up leaving probably an hour and a half later than we were supposed to. I lost my deposit on the venue, but that's fine. As long as we were operating the spirit of righteousness, that's a minuscule price to pay. So that's that spirit that we got to be into where we is actually squashing beef and not holding it while we're going into these types of things like fast, like the Pesach. We observe Pesach, but I know a lot of brothers, majority brothers, they're going to be observing Pesach in the coming weeks, right after this fast.
Mm-hmm.
So take your time now, between now and then, to get rid of all the petty BS.
That's right.
Yeah, I got a quick precept if I can. This is Sirach 28, verse 2. It says, "Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he hath done to thee. So shall thy sins also be forgiven when thou prayest." And Yahushua basically reiterated that in the Lord's Prayer. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. But here's the coolest thing about our people, you so-called blacks and Hispanics, Native Americans. You'll be so quick to forgive the man that packed your ancestors like sardines on a cargo slave ship, but you can't forgive the brother that stepped on your damn Jordans when you were in grade. This is verse 3. "One man beareth hatred against another, and doth he seek pardon from the Lord?" How hypocritical is that? You got an ought with a brother, you have a grudge against him, and you hope the Most High destroys him, you put a curse on him, but then you turn around and pray to the Most High that he forgive you what you've done.
Yeah.
It says, verse 4, "He showeth no mercy to a man which is like himself, and doth he ask forgiveness of his own sins? If he that is but flesh knoweth hatred, who will entreat for pardon of his sins?" See how cold that is? You can't be a hypocrite, and that's a huge problem amongst our community, hypocrisy. And the Lord says a hypocrite shall not stand before him.
That's right.
Let me bring this up real quick. This Psalm chapter 66 and 17. "I cried unto him with my mouth, and he was extolled with my tongue. If I regard iniquity in my heart, the Lord will not hear me. But verily the Most High hath heard me. He hath attended to the voice of my prayer." So if you want your prayers to be heard, you can't be holding on to sins, man. Or holding on to grudges, which is a sin. Holding hatred, that's murder, man.
Mm-hmm.
You sitting there, you hating your people, you taking that lightly, like it's vanity. The Lord said that's murder, man. You're not going to make the kingdom, man. Right? You sitting there murdering your brothers and sisters. People, massive murderers, man. You know how many brothers hating this truth or sisters, man? Killing 3 to 4 people every day, man.
I see StreamYards like this with 4 windows like this, and every man is spewing hatred. I've seen recently setups just like this where brothers is doing what you're talking about. Giving testimony on brothers that they never even met in real life. Calling brothers niggas, demons, wishing death on brothers, man. And then they come back and do it again the next night. All right? That's awful.
And this one more quick precept. This Job chapter 31 and 29. "If I rejoice at the destruction of him that hated me, or lifted up myself when evil found him." You got brothers that rejoice when brothers either fall out the truth, man. The Lord got that wicked man, man. And the Most High might get you, man. Right? The Most High might take you out, man. It's simply for saying those words. Right? "Oh man, I'm glad this brother broke his arm." Or "this sister happened, she lost her child," whatever the case may be.
It'd be like that.
Right? That's a brothers are with fringes on, man. Or sisters with hair wraps on. Right? No lie. It says, "If I rejoice at the destruction of him that hated me, or lifted up myself when evil found him, neither have I suffered my mouth to sin by wishing a curse to his soul." That's straight like that, man. So, again, brothers got to cleanse their spirit, man. You got to really examine yourself before this fast too, man. And sit there, like I always tell brothers, there's nothing wrong with sitting and kind of writing things out. Say, look, this is what I struggle with. Having that honest conversation with your spirit. Look, yeah, I do this, and yeah, I am known for doing this. Because you're the only one that can be real with yourself, man. You know you better than anybody. Yeah, we know our brothers, but you know what's in your thoughts. You know them deep thoughts. You know them deep meditations. So, hey, nothing wrong with writing, look, this is what I struggle with. Then, okay, look, let me get some precepts to work on this. Let me hit up a brother, look, I struggle with this. Can you help me out with this? So you want to, the Lord said, "Blessed is the man to whom the Lord imputeth not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no God." The Lord want to see how your spirit is in these days, man. That's what he's looking at. Sincerity.
That's right.
Just put that out. Brothers want to be sincere for this.
God.
You talking too, and don't be praying and fasting that you can confound a brother, man. Or you fasting for another outfit again, man.
Yeah.
Be sincere.
Oh, God.
I need some solid gold gauntlets.
Right. God, 1 John chapter 4 and verse 18.
Bring it out.
There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear, because fear hateth torment. He that feareth is not made in perfect love. right? So we're not in that time of fear right now. We're in that time of perfect love. And that perfect love should be a Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai.
Right.
Man, I need this damn mask, man. People sneezing and coughing around me.
Mm.
A mask ain't going to stop you from catching no disease, some pestilence, a bullet, whatever the Lord got set up for your life is going to happen, man. Don't be walking around masked up talking about, yeah, I got faith. Because you got fear. It ain't no fear in perfect love.
There you go.
We love him because he loved us first. If a man say, I love Yahweh and hateth his brother, he is a liar.
Mm.
But he that loveth not his brother whom he has seen, how can he love Yahweh whom he has not seen? Right? So how you gonna love the Most High if you hate your brother? Right? If you got a beef with a brother, man, before this fast, hit him up. Be the bigger man. If you got a beef with your sister, hit him up. Be the bigger woman. Be like, you know what? This is stupid. I apologize. Let's move past this. If they want to move past it, and the Lord put in their spirit, then the Lord put in their spirit. Right? And if they don't, that's something they got to deal with on that day. But we in the business of preaching perfect love, man. We telling everybody to love your neighbor as you love yourself. Right? Cast all your burdens upon the Lord.
Yeah, that's right.
Your brother's burdens. That's what we here to tell y'all, man. And that's what the whole purpose of this fast is. Right? We want to carry each other's burdens going into these tough times we about to touch. Right? We want the Most High to protect us as a nation. Right? Whose name is written in the book of life. That's what we want. And we want those who are truly sincere and those who truly love their neighbor and truly love the nation to sacrifice for that day. Right? So we was talking about this in the car the other day. We came into the truth because somebody prayed for us.
Wow.
Right? Somebody threw up a prayer. I hope a brother who I've never met can come into this truth and get this understanding. That could have been how we came into this truth.
That's spiritual.
Right? Because what the scriptures say, a prayer of a righteous man availeth much.
Time.
So we don't know who is who on this earth. Right? So you can have all the mighty prophets partaking in the fast and praying for y'all. And that prayer shoots straight through the clouds. And the Lord grant that man's wish.
That's right, brother.
This let me bring this up real quick. This Revelation chapter 8 and 1. And when he had opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven about the space of a half an hour. And I saw the seven angels which stood before the Most High, and to them were given seven trumpets. Here's the point. And another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer, and there was given unto him much incense. He shall offer it with the prayers of all saints upon the golden altar, which is before the throne. So your prayers are always being taken up by the angels, right? Don't think that the Lord not hearing your prayer. Look, I just came into this thing. I don't know, I've been in this truth for a week, man. You got brothers been there for years. The Lord not hearing my prayer. Man, the Lord won't regard me. The angels, they tell you in Tobit 12, man, 12 and 15. I am Raphael, one of the seven holy angels, which go in and out before the Holy One, present the prayers of the saints. So all your prayers are being made manifest before the Lord, right? It says, verse 4, and the smoke of the incense which came with the prayers of the saints ascended up before the Most High out of the angel's hand. And the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar and cast it into the earth, and there were voices and thunderings and the lightnings and an earthquake, and the seven angels which had the seven trumpets prepared themselves to sound. So this judgment kicking off based off of your prayers through the Spirit, right? So you praying to the Lord, then these trumpets kick off, man.
That's right.
Oh,
Part of your prayer plays a pivotal role in prophecy, man. That's how important your prayers is, man. It has a vital role even before the seven trumpets are beginning to sound, man. That's why it's important to fast, and fasting helps magnify your prayers, right? And brothers say, man, I want to get out of here. I'm sick of captivity. I'm sick of this. Well, look, this is beneficial for the nation, right? For every brother that's sick of captivity, every sister tired of captivity, every person tired of these nations reigning over you, hey, look, now it's the time, man, as a nation. And the Lord also said, Slakia, another quick precept, in Matthew chapter 18 and 19.
Bring it out.
Right, this Matthew chapter 18 and 19. Again, I say unto you that if two of you, the Lord said two, right? It's like you bear with me. Got the elder in here. Shalom.
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 Yahabashim Shabakatam. Shalom.
Kwame Asha.
Can y'all hear me?
Khan.
Khan.
Okay, Khan. Shalom, everybody.
Shalom.
Shalom. Khan, I'm going to finish this real quick. This Matthew 18 and 19. Again, I say unto you that if two of you shall agree on earth as touching anything that they ask, it shall be done for them of my Father which is in heaven. So that's how much more a nation coming together, right? Different camps coming together, brothers and sisters coming together. If the Lord said that two of you agree and I will request your prayer or give you what you have need of, how much more a great multitude and one accord in the spirit, right? Right? So I just wanted to bring that out.
Khan.
So what y'all's dealing with?
Just getting in the spirit for the fast, removing the leaven, you know, and coming into it with the right attitude.
Khan.
It's something we should have been doing a while ago. I know some camps and some brothers individually probably do it. We used to try to do it years ago when I was in the first house of David. We used to all try to come together and fast on one accord, but it's definitely needed now. I know y'all probably touched on it earlier, but when you go throughout the scriptures, whenever Israel was in any kind of tribulation or anything was going on, they called for a fast. All right, we just came out of that with Purim, with Esther.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, she was going in before Xerxes, and they called for a 3-day and 3-night fast. So there's definitely some prophetic times that we in. I'll say it like that, and it calls for Israel to come together, fast, and strengthen the spirit, because as we can see, man, the Most High is turning it up. 2nd Ezra 16:18 said it's the beginning of sorrows and great death and famine, and there's definitely a time for it. But I want to stress to brothers, I don't know if y'all spoke on this earlier, but let's just try to work with, but of course that's all we can do. Try to work with the brothers in the camps that are willing. Don't try to force anybody. Don't try to, reach out and beg these other camps. And, I don't mean to be the bad guy, but, I'm a stickler for that, man. Don't be begging people to do stuff and, y'all should. They want to do it. They don't.
Khan.
Yeah, like Salakia, I just see some clown leave a comment talking about what authority y'all doing it. We're not telling everyone needs to fast. We're calling for it. You can do it or you cannot do it. But we adjure you by the name of the living God. You must fast. Nah, man. Just either you can do it or not do it. Your brothers are doing it, so shouldn't that make you want to do it? I remember when I heard about it last time on the Icon call. Damn, brothers is calling for Yashua to fast. What else am I doing? I cannot eat that day. What's the problem? Gluttons can't deny themselves, I know. You know what I'm saying? But come on, it's Israel here, man. Your brothers are fasting. Why not fast?
That's right.
God. And for a brother to say by what authority, it's just through the spirit. It's nobody saying, nigga, you better fast because I'm the head of the nation. You know what I'm saying?
God.
It's just something in the spirit, brother. Listen, when Watchman called for the first fast, I didn't get proud and say, who these young brothers,
right,
by what authority these young men think they're going to. I said, that's an excellent idea. I'm with it. So come on, Israel, don't bring something negative into everything. But if you want to get technical, by what authority is the Most High Yahushua?
That's right.
Because we fasted as a nation all throughout the scriptures. Read the scriptures.
Right.
So, brother, it doesn't necessarily have to be by necessary authority. Nobody's saying, I'm the elder of Israel. You better fast.
Right.
Right?
is just something in the spirit that the Most High put on the brother's heart, meaning their mind, to do for the nation. You know, it's a time of, a lot of tribulation going on. It's the start of what I believe is just going to be a wave of prophecy coming after this. And it's just something good to do, you know. The scriptures say that in James, he that knoweth to do good and doeth not, to him it is sin. It becomes like a sincerity. You know what I'm saying? Somebody read that for me real quick. What is that? James
Second chapter.
4th, I think it's the 4th chapter. James chapter 4, I believe it is. I think it's 17. This is a benefit for the nation, brother. It's just something good that can help the nation. Like Gorilla said, man, you cannot eat for one day. It's not going to kill you. And you know what it is? People that's not accustomed to fasting, they're going to have a problem with it. You know? I know Israel, man. Israel claim they only fast during the Day of Atonement.
They going to make it.
That's not good, brother.
They have a problem with denying themselves.
Huh?
They have a problem with denying themselves.
Right.
God. And it's all everything's spiritual. It's nothing but spiritual things that can come out of fasting.
God.
You know, because you deny the flesh and building up the spirit. Read that out.
This is the scripture, James 4:17. It says, therefore to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin.
There you go. It becomes like a sin unto you. It's something good that can help the nation. All right? And this is not just to the brother that said by what authority, it's just to Israel in general. Okay? You know, so we all can use it. Hell, there's a lot going on. You know, everybody can use a fast at any time. So by what authority, brothers? Through the power of the Most High, Yahushua, and through the Spirit. Not by any of our. We're not saying you have to do it. It's something you should. It's called motivation. It's called exhortation.
That's right.
All right, righteous encouragement, because we can all use it in this time of the Most High bringing His hand down of judgment. All right, so I yield the floor. I might come back in and say a few other things, but y'all brothers want to bring out anything?
I wanted to go into, for the Most High to deal with you, just more techniques. You have to put away some of your iniquity as well. When you look at John 9:31, the brother Naquan was going into how the angels bring up your prayers, right? But if you look at John 9:31, it says, now we knoweth that God heareth not sinners. But if any man be a worshiper of Yahweh and doeth his will, him he heareth. All right? Solomon said, why would you be over much evil and die before your time? All right? Don't come into the fast with hate in your heart. Don't come into the fast for vainglory. And don't come into the fast as a hypocrite, man. Try to act right, all right? Before you do the fast, try to amend your ways and change your spirit. This is Isaiah 59:2. It says, but your iniquities have separated between you and your power, and your sins have hid his face from you, that he will not hear. All right? So don't wait until April 1st. Okay, now I'm going to put the blunt down. Now I'm going to stop being a demon. Okay, now I'm going to stop being slothful. Okay, now I'm going to stop being prideful and lustful. No, so begin today. Take today as your admonition and your wake-up call to say, yo, I got some wicked ways that I fall into, and be real with yourself. It's really Satan. You know, Satan take me captive when it comes to this thing, and it's difficult for me to fight him. So you know what? I'm going to focus on knocking that out the box before I go into this fast, so I don't detract from all the other brothers giving their best. All right?
And I just want to bring the example of Israel fasting as a nation in Esther. This Esther chapter 4 and 15. Because during this time you had the massive persecution. And this is going to happen again. You're going to have the nations come against Israel. Right? You're going to have every other nation come against Israel and persecute Israel. And this happened in time past And for those who haven't read Esther, with pure and passing, you should have, but I encourage you to read Esther. Right? So this is Esther chapter 4 and 15. Then Esther bade them return Mordecai this answer. Go, gather together all the Jews that are present at Shushan, and fast they for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day. I also and my maidens will fast likewise, and so will I go unto the king, which is not according to the law, and if I perish, I perish. That's one of my favorite verses, man. So she is telling all of the Jews to fast together for 3 days. And they have to tap into their spirit and be able to do that for 3 days. They were in a time of distress, a time of turmoil, right? A time of mourning. They were all about to be completely massacred, right? Based off of the wicked devices of Haman, right? So it was a fitting time for them to fast. And in this time right now, we end up, basically this goes into being in the house of mourning right now, right? You're not in the house of feasting. You're not in the house of mirth. Right now, we in the house of mourning, right? So in the house of mourning, what better thing to do in the house of mourning than fast, right? What else would you do in the house of mourning? You might as well fast, right? Like the elder was saying, that the him that knoweth to do good and doeth not is evil, right? So they fasted for 3 days, right? So, it's going to hurt the spirit to go without or go denying yourself, like the brother was saying, right? And it's for your nation. It's not for you. It's for your nation. It's for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
This Joshua chapter 24. This Joshua chapter 24 and verse 15. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorite, in whose land you dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Right? So when you fasting as a nation, you serving the Lord because you showing brotherly love and you putting the Most High above everything. Right? That's the most important thing. Right? You want to serve the Lord in all you're doing. You want to magnify the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua in everything you do. Right? Not just when you out on the Sabbath, not when you at home by yourself. You got to be that light to the Gentiles. You got to be that light to the nation, showing your brothers and your sisters how you're supposed to walk. Right? And another example of the nation coming together in a fast is Jonah chapter 3 and verse, I'm going to go verse 4. And Jonah began to enter into the city a day's journey, and he cried and said, yet 40 days and Nineveh shall be overthrown. So the people of Nineveh believed Yahweh and proclaimed the fast. And so the Lord is telling us Babylon is going to be destroyed. We don't know the day, but best believe this place is going to be burnt with a innumerable amount of fire.
That's
and
right.
death, right?
God.
And proclaimed the fast and put on sackcloth from the greatest of them even to the least of them. Right? So, hey man, put on your torn garments. Right? Sit down in your house and read. Sit down with your family and pray and fast. Ask the Most High to guide you righteously in these last days, man. Because if the Most High not guiding you, you SOL. We don't got to say what that means, but you SOL. It's over for you.
Right.
Hey, Salaki, I wanna go back and land me back on a point that Joel made. I'm gonna go to Sirach 34 and 25. I don't know if anybody read this earlier, but I'll read it again. Because when I hear about fasting, things are like that. Fasting and repentance go hand in hand. All right, and you got to remember, we coming into a new year according to our calendar. So the timing of the fasting is good because we coming into a new transition of time for us, Israel, as a nation. Not only is prophecy going on and the Most High shutting down near half the world down, but we coming into a time of a transitional time for Israel. Next Monday, according to I know some of us, we may calculate different, but we're definitely in the season. All right, so we're in a season of a new year and a transition of time for Israel. So it's also like a fresh start for the nation also. All right, you don't have to wait till the Day of Atonement necessarily. You don't necessarily have to wait for the Day of Atonement. You coming into a new transition of time for the nation. You know, there's a lot that a lot of us need to repent for. A lot of things going on in the nation, all kinds of slander, lies, and, you know, brothers, whatever you're dealing with in your personal walks, you know, brothers may not know, but the Most High knows, you know. So it's definitely a time, like Joel said, whatever you, like Yahweh said, Salakio, whatever you're struggling with, or whatever issues, it could have been something you did 6 months ago. Is a time for repentance. Also, so Israel got to look at it like that. Like, well, why wouldn't you want to come together and fast as a nation? We don't have to wait for the Day of Atonement. We can do it, you know, whenever the Spirit calls for it. All right? So this is Sirach 34:25. He that washes himself after the touching of a dead body, if he touch it again, what availeth his washing? All right, verse 26. So is it with the man that fasteth for his sins and go again and doeth the same. Who will hear his prayer, or what doeth his humbling profit him? See that? So you got to gear up in your mind. Listen, I'm also fasting to be better. All right, I got to reiterate, I don't have to wait for the Day of Atonement. It's a new year. It's a transition of time. It's Passover season for Israel also. Outside of all the prophecy that's going on in the world, is a new time we're coming into. So we got to get our mind. We got to renew our minds. All right, fast and pray and ask the Most High to cleanse us and make us better for our new year that's coming in. All right, so that's a great point that the brother made. Get into the spirit. You know, don't just fast because it's, we coming together to have a fast. It's great. No, get into the spirit of it. You know, I wanna take this time with the rest of the nation for us all. Fast for everybody, man. I'm fasting for my brother's sins too. Okay? You know, I'm fasting so the whole nation can get it right. And that's what we got to understand. And another point of what Amos was bringing out in the story of Jonah. Remember when you read the last chapter of Tobit, before he died, Nineveh was judged.
That's right.
So that fasting was not in vain. Because what? When you read in the history, further of the scriptures, Nineveh was judged. The Assyrians got judged. And Israel sanctified a fast at that time, you know, against the enemy, like we're doing now. So the fast can only do us good. It can cover many angles. We can fast for many things. Everybody do their own personal prayers, which asking the Most High to acknowledge during this fast and help with or whatever. And it can do nothing but good for the nation. Anybody that don't want to do it, fine. It's just an offer. It's a righteous offer. You know, they tell you in Isaiah, be willing and obedient, and you will eat the good of the land. If you refuse and rebel, you be devoured with the sword. I ain't got to fast by what authority, you know, and then you don't get that spiritual protection. You know, and the judgment come on you.
That's right.
I'm not saying it. So, like, some people do their own fasting. You know, some people fast on their own, whatever the case may be. But this is important, man, and I'm glad the Most High put the spirit on the young prophets to come and call for this thing again. And it's great. It's nothing but good can come out of it. So, you know, I don't see what the problem is. And we got many scripture examples like y'all been bringing out. And, you know, as an elder with years in this thing, even from when we tried it in many congregations, even back in One West, Marshall had called for a fast of the entire school. And we did it for a little while, and it was good. It was productive for the school, and it was always good, man, when we called the fast as a nation, or a camp, or a school, or a congregation, whatever you want to call it, it was always a good thing. It was always something good. So I yield the floor. I'll bring out something else, after brothers. But anybody else want to bring out anything?
And this is Tobit 14 and 15. It says, but before he died, he heard of the destruction of Nineveh, which was taken by Nebuchadnezzar and Osiris. And before,
can you hear me?
God.
God.
I'll read it again. It says, this is Tobit 14 and 15.
Something up with my sound, I think. Can y'all hear me?
God.
God.
I hear y'all. Hold on.
Check.
For some reason, I can't hear y'all.
Check.
He gonna have to go out.
Come back in.
Okay.
Yeah. Go on.
I wanted to read that when he was talking about Tobit, got to rejoice over Nineveh. It's recorded. It says, but before he died, he heard of the destruction of Nineveh, which was taken by Nebuchadnezzar and Osiris, and before his death, he rejoiced over Nineveh. And that's, Sirach told you, that's one of the great things in life, man, is a man who lives to see the fall of his enemies, man. So how would you brothers feel if you was able to see the fall of your enemies just by being cooperative and joining in this fast with brothers, man? What if the Most High let you see the fall of your enemies? What if while you doing your fast, the Most High appeared to? Because I tell the brothers this at camp all the time. The best thing that we could. You good, Adawan?
Con, I can hear y'all.
Okay, I had read the precept in Tobit. It says, but before he died, he heard of the destruction of Nineveh, which was taken by Nebuchadnezzar and Osiris, and before his death, he rejoiced over Nineveh. All right? So that I was telling the brothers, Sirach said this is one of the great honors in life, is for a man to live to see the downfall of his enemies, right? So if this fast, if brothers cooperate, hey, you never know. The Most High might let you see the downfall of some of your enemies, man. I tell the brothers this all the time. The best thing you could be doing when the Lord come back is be at camp with a Bible in your hand.
Right.
What shall he say then?
That was Tobit, the last verse, right?
Khan.
Okay, Khan, I got it. Yeah.
Khan.
All right, Salakia, go ahead, Al.
Because the scripture says, somebody could tell me where it's at. Blessed when I return shall I find him doing. Right?
All right.
So this is another opportunity for those that may not have the ability to go out and push the word. You're not affiliated with anybody, but you follow the brothers. Hey, the Most High return and he finds you fasting for the nation. That's something good to be in the midst of when the Lord returns, man. This is like extra credit in the spirit what these brothers is assigning us. All right?
God, I got that precept for you. This Luke chapter 12 and verse 37. Blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find watching. Verily I say unto you that he shall gird himself and make them to sit down to meat, and will come forth and serve them. And if he shall come in the second watch, or come in the third watch, and find them so, blessed are those servants. That's a beautiful point, man. Right? And I agree with that, man. That's the best position to be in that camp, bringing out a precept when the Lord come back, man.
God.
Right? Brothers believe in the precepts he's bringing out, man. Hey, look, you can't do no wrong with that, man. You know? So that's a good point. I wanted to bring this out, dealing with fast in this St. Mark chapter 9 and 25. And it reads, when Yahweh saw that the people came running together, he rebuked the foul spirit, and unto him, now dumb and deaf spirit, I charge you, come out of him and enter no more into him. Man had a demon on him. He couldn't speak, or he couldn't hear. Right? And the spirit cried, and forth, and came out of him, and he was as one dead, and so much that many said he is dead. So that fear has such a stronghold, or that demon has such a stronghold of his spirit. And it basically became his life force. When that demon left, his spirit took time to recover, and it seemed as though he was dead. Right? Verse 27. But Yahushua took him by the hand and lifted him up with robes. And when he was coming to the house, his disciples asked him privately, why could not we cast him out? So a lot of people say, I'm still struggling with this sin. It seems as though I'm still battling this same sin, or I keep doing a reoccurring thing over and over and over again. Every time I get right, then I keep doing this again. Why can I cast this demon out? Right? And everybody got their own thing that they struggle with. Right? Whether it's lust, temptation, they struggle with their thoughts, their choices, whatever the case may be. Right? So it says, why cannot we cast them out? Verse 29. And he said unto them, this kind can come forth by nothing but by prayer and fasting. So it's certain spirits that you can never get rid of. Right? You can read all day. You can open up this Bible and keep reading. That's your eyes pass out. Or you get to highlight and keep highlighting. You say, well, why do I keep dealing with this? Now, why do I keep struggling with this? The Lord said, this kind can come forth by nothing but by prayer and fasting. The spirits can only be relinquished, the demons that you're dealing with, and it's made by prayer and fasting. They go hand in hand, man. Right? You fasting, but you're not praying. Or you praying and you're not fasting. That's the only way to get rid of certain spirits. If you want to know how to get rid of that disunity and that thing you're struggling with, hey, pray and fast. Right? And Slacky. So pray and fast and you get those things taken up. Alright? And it's a typing sound, but brothers might have to mute their mic on that, just for that sake. But yeah, I'll yield the floor, like the elder said. Somebody bring it out.
This Sicarii chapter 40 and verse 1. Great travail is created for every man, and the heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam from the day that they go out of their mother's womb to the day that they return to the mother of all things. Right?
Hey, Salakia, real quick. Y'all hear that clicking sound?
Con.
All right, I'm going to mute my mic. Let me see something. Do y'all still hear it?
It's a little bit.
No, I don't hear it.
It sounds like it's just when somebody's speaking.
I'm going to have to mute mine and see what brother did.
All right, Salakia, Amos got the floor. I don't hear it no more, but if it comes back, maybe everybody needs to mute their mic when it comes back. If it comes back. But I don't hear it anymore.
Y'all brothers here?
Yeah, go ahead, Amos.
This is Sicarii chapter 40 and verse 1. Great travail is created for every man, and the heavy yoke is upon the to the day that they return to the right. So that's picking up
Your mic is jacked up, Ak. I'm washed.
Yeah, you sound
it might be my. All right, I'm gonna leave it out and come back in.
Oh no, it's better. It's better now. Oh damn, the brother's gone.
He'll be back.
Gone.
But yeah, the brother going into Sicarii, the 40th chapter, that's a beautiful chapter. With the struggles of the flesh. And again, like we was going into, man, you could, like the elder was saying, you could fast for many reasons, man. Right? There's nothing but good that can come out of this, man. Especially when you're sincere. Right? That's, you in this grace period, the Most High look upon that for good, man. Like we brought it out in Jonah, the 3rd chapter. Who can tell if the Most High was to turn away the evil from you, man? Just to bring that out.
Con.
See that brother come back.
So like,
This is James chapter 5, verse 7 through 8. It says, be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the appointing of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waited for the precious fruit of the earth, and hath long acted for it. Say what, brother? read it again. It says, for the precious fruit of the earth, and have long patience for it, until he receive the early and latter rain. Be ye also patient, establish your heart, for the kingdom of the Lord draweth nigh. So, like the Apostle Paul said in Romans 13:11, the time of our salvation is near than when we believe. And that was 2,000 years ago. So how much more now, 2,000 years later, with the coming of the Lord, we want to, draw nigh to the Most High. What's one of the ways of doing that? By fasting, by humbling yourself. And fasting works patience. Patiently waiting so you can drink and eat.
John, that's an excellent point. This is it's a humble thing brothers is trying to do, and it's a family thing brothers are trying to do, man. It's a family thing brothers are trying to do. Just being able to unify your different groups of men under one accord. I know the Most High going to see that and take note of that thing, all right? Because it's difficult to do that in this day and age. So, I'm going to make sure that brothers is locked in on April 1st and 2nd, all right? And we're going to be in the spirit. We're going to be ready for that. I think Adawan jumped off real quick. Okay. Now, as we get later in these times, I got some recommended reading for brothers. All right. You should definitely read Sirach chapter 6 while you fasting. Okay. This is one of the main obstacles between us as Israelites. We don't know how to deal with each other. We do not know how to talk to each other. God forbid we disagree. Now someone has to die. Okay. So can we read Sirach chapter 6? Brothers should definitely read Sirach chapter 6 while you fasting so we can figure out how to righteously disagree and stay brothers and how to treat each other. Okay? And also, Sirach chapter 28, you do not have to do 17 lives about how much you hate a brother. You do not have to go and find people from the bottom of Facebook to bring them on as features on your live so you could talk about how much you hate a brother. Okay? Hey, Sirach teach you, sometimes you don't have to say nothing.
Right.
Solomon said, he who hold his peace shall still be counted as wise. Sirach said, be as one that knoweth and just doesn't say. You got people creating forums for us to destroy each other, and you got people coming out of the, Adawan used to say this, Priest Zabak say this all the time, they come out like roaches, man. And they wanna slander brothers. Where you come from? Nobody's seen you in years, but to speak against a brother, you just come out the creases and the cracks to come speak against brothers, man. Sirach chapter 6, I recommend brothers read, and Sirach chapter 28 for you to control your tongue. The last verse of Sirach 28, one of my favorite scriptures, it says, weigh thy words in a balance and make a door and a bar for thy mouth, man. Sometimes you don't got to say nothing, okay? And the Most High will see that as improvement in you. For you people that can't hold your peace, the Most High will see that as improvement. At least the brother can control his tongue. He's trying, all right? That's my recommended reading for the fast. Sirach 6 and 28. I know the brothers have an assortment of other scriptures for you to go over.
Let me land me back on that point real quick. Y'all can hear me? That's something else to look into for the fast in Israel. I'm gonna put this out there on a major level. Let's fast so that we can start concentrating on what's important for the nation, the building of each other up. A lot of this prophecy and everything that's going to come down is going to show Israel. A lot of this petty hatred, envy, contempt I got for brothers, I need to leave that the hell alone and concentrate on my salvation and survival in these last days with this hell that's going to break down. I'm busy just hating another brother so bad, doing anything to try to destroy him, that I can't even concentrate on prophecy and the survival and the salvation of myself, my nation, and my family. So we got to fast to understand what's important in this. These little petty disagreements and squabbles, backbiting, murmuring, gossiping, tale-bearing, that stuff is going to be nothing compared to what we're about to face. You so focused on hating a brother that you can't even focus on, here's a contingency plan for us to survive. Here's, if all hell break loose, brothers try to all contact each other here. We know, no matter what we do, the Most High Yahushai is the one that's going to deliver us. But what can we do here while we're in the flesh, just as a plan of action, to survive a little bit better during this hell? Even if it's just calling a brother, contacting, emailing, whatever. We don't know what form of communication Esau going to shut down. Yo, brother, are you okay? That's it. That could go a long way. I'm going to say a prayer for you. I'm going to say a prayer. Everybody physically can't be with each other, but that's why before I went into any breakdowns or any lessons on the coronavirus, any news, I said, let me do a wellness check. Let me just put it out there. Yo, it's something as simple as, is everybody okay? We got to fast to realize what's real and what's important. I can check a brother all day. I can rebuke a brother all day, whatever. I can rebuke a brother 50 times. At the end of the day, the brother don't repent, he don't take heed, most I'm going to deal with him. But I'm not going to spend the rest of my time in captivity just focusing on a brother or brothers. We got to deal with these prophecies. We got to deal with survival. We got to deal with, the next prophecies to come. So let's fast to understand what's important, to get rid of the pettiness and the nonsense. I'm not saying not to correct things in the nation, whatever the case may be. Do what you got to do on that level. But get your mind right with what's important. I hear Jake's out here still talking about, I was going to knock that nigga out, man, but he ain't want it.
Yeah.
I'm ear hustling on Jake's conversations, and I'm like, do y'all dudes see what's going on in the world? And all you worried about is how you could knock the next Israelite out. All you can think about is, when I catch them niggas, it's on. I'm like, well, damn, Jake, we know Jake is in darkness, but something put your mind like, what's going on in the world, man? And we got that cancer in that spirit as a people. It even seeps into the nation. We concentrate so much on hating each other, we can't even look at prophecy. There's prophecy going on in the world, brother. Nah, but that nigga over there. Our priorities are in the wrong place, man. God. So let's fast that our spirit and mind and energy can be directed towards the right things, building up the nation. Brother, I hope you and your family are good during this time. I hope the Most High Yahushai is watching over y'all.
That's right.
And y'all are well.
That's right.
So let's consider that also.
That's right.
That's all I want to say for now. Anybody else?
I just got a quick preface. I don't want to be too long-winded, but just let me back them up with everybody said. Which is
the Sabbath. No, mute your mic, Baba Kusha.
All right, hold on.
There we go. Go ahead.
This is Colossians chapter 3, verse 12 and 13. Put on, therefore, as the elect of the Most High, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, and long-suffering, forbearing one another, meaning you got to be patient with each other, and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Hamashiach forgave you, so also do you. So, we look at the example that Yahushua put in stone for us. What do we see? We see a brother who was literally, they bore false witness on him. When he was thirsty, they gave him vinegar to drink. They stabbed him in the side.
Yeah.
They were about to break his legs. They put a crown of thorns on him.
Yeah.
They smote him with the palms of their hands.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And he went through all that. And what was the first thing he said? Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. You see that? And Stephen, when he got stoned, same exact thing. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So if they're getting killed, they're getting put to death, and they can still forgive their people. How the hell can't you forgive your own people, man? Over something petty too. And like the elder Zabak said, our people be beefing over some of the pettiest stuff you'll ever hear in your entire life. So I want to read this scripture as well. This is the book of 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10 through 11. It says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up." Now here's the point. Verse 11. "Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved," this whole society, this government, this whole world is going to get destroyed. It says, "What manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?" So all this hell is about to break loose. And you got brothers that's worrying about another man's life. Yeah. Making 20, 30 odd videos every single day for hours talking about other men. We have great prophecy about to come to pass before our very eyes. So like 2 Ezra 14 tells you that you got to cast away mortal thoughts and put off the weak nature.
That's right.
Any grown man that's talking about another grown man all day long, I'm not going to use certain language, but that's weak as hell, man.
Bring it out.
Yeah, I heard the other day that I'm off because I talked to my wife and children stern. I heard I'm wicked. A nigga get on the internet and said I'm wicked for that.
What?
Now I'm off. But that brother could have used that same time to bring out edification, right? To actually show charity and love to his nation. Instead, these Negroes are going around just totally. What did Boosie say? What is that infamous little Boosie quote on Vlad TV? Hypnotized with hate. That's what it said. These are hypnotized with hate, as opposed to doing what this nation actually needs.
And they're not teaching nothing. They're not teaching you anything about the most important lessons in the Bible is the ones that teach us how to deal with each other, and they don't teach none of that. So what's the goal of this thing? Hey, I had a question in the chat. I want to know if y'all could weigh in on it. Somebody said, what to do if you got a pregnant wife? What should she do?
Salaki, I can speak from experience. When my wife was pregnant, she fasted, and I actually reached out to the elder. This was a couple years ago, and if the sister has the strength, I would tell her to do it, but do it when you're not harming yourself and your body. And honestly, that's the reason why you have a husband. The husband is there to make atonement for the household as well, right? So, the sister, not to speak to the brother's wife or anything, but, if she has it in her spirit to do it, by all means do it. Go as hard as you can. But if you're not, your husband should be doing it.
Yeah, Khan, I was at the same thing, my wife was pregnant this last day of the atonement, and she basically just looked at me and asked, what do I think she should do? And she said, hey, straight out, if you want me to do it, I'll do it. I think I can do it, but it's up to you. So, as heads, as leaders of households, you got to do what's best for your household. You got to be in the spirit and make the wise decision for your household. So if you think she can do it, then that's on you. If you want to just go ahead and put the whole house on your back, that's also on you, brother. You know what I mean? But as the leaders of the house, that's on us. To make that decision.
Come.
Salakia, also, can you hear me?
Come.
Yeah, also, depending on, I don't know the brother's and his wife's situation with her pregnancy. Some pregnancies have complications or whatever. Consult your physician. All right? Make sure you consult your physician, especially if there's any complications with the pregnancy, with the diet, whatever. Consult with your physician. Would it be wise? Could I, as a religious thing, quote unquote, could I fast for 24 hours? Would it be wise? Because we've had people with medical issues and they fasted and it was, it didn't turn out good for them. All right, so There may be some medications involved where she has to eat. You know, we don't know. Every pregnancy is different. But if it's a healthy, good pregnancy, and go for it. Or to land me back on what brother said, just let that man be the atonement for that house and use that wisdom. But I would say, if there's any medical issues, definitely consult your physician before the fast.
It's like there's a sister in the chat that asks about if her husband wants to lay with her during the time of this fast. Give me that 1 Corinthians 7 real quick for that. Early, like 4, 5, 6, around there.
Oh yeah, okay.
The mic, Zaquan. The mic.
Oh, my bad.
You good. Go ahead.
Yeah. This is 1 Corinthians 7:4. The wife hath not power of her own body,
Read on.
but the husband. And likewise, also the husband hath not power of his own body, but the wife.
Right, go ahead.
Defraud ye not one the other.
So what it's talking about is you can't defraud one another of sex, right? Go ahead.
Except it be with consent for
Except
a time.
it be consent for a time, so you guys mutually agree that you're not going to indulge in having sex with each other, right? Go ahead.
That ye may give yourselves to fasting.
To what?
Fasting and prayer.
So you need to have that preliminary conversation with your husband in regards to that. We're giving ourselves to fasting, so we're not going to indulge in those fleshly pleasures during that time period.
Con, the water.
And it's only one day, brother. Control yourself.
It's only one day.
Nah, but that's wise counsel. The scripture speaks for itself.
Con. Hey, this is a righteous gathering here. Brothers coming together for a good purpose, something that's going to benefit Israel. Hopefully we set a new trend and brothers feel shame. The Bible says that the contrary part will feel shame when they hear.
Is it still my mic?
Con.
I'm going to go out and come back in one more time.
All right. Oh, if you got headphones, Adawan. But, this is a righteous gathering, man. Hopefully we put other brothers to shame for they, hey, I don't want to use the platform out of order, Naquam, I'm was, but can I talk about the camp situation for a second? Can I say something about that?
Open floor.
Okay, look, man. Look. I came in the truth. I'm not a all-time, a whole bunch of 10-year brother, okay? I've been wicked a lot longer than I've been knowing this truth, man. But I never seen before is an Israelite camp go to another Israelite camp teaching spot, set up and demand brothers move. I watched millions of Israelite videos, and I seen fights. I seen niggas almost get put to death. I seen women get naked. I see. Adawan was there. I seen a woman smoke crack.
Smoking crack, yeah. That's my first time in Atlanta, too.
I seen some wild stuff, but I never seen brothers that know the truth, that keep the feast days, that got garments, do that to other brothers, man. And I'm going to tell you this, man.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
I've seen it one time, and it was the same group. This was back maybe 2013.
Wow.
They did it to when FOPE was still teaching, still in their right mind. They did it in DC, the FOPE, and they did it, I want to say, like a couple weeks consecutively.
Wow. Okay. Look, man, everybody's not food. I know y'all feel you eating up with zeal for the Spirit of the Lord on how you interpret that feeling. Everybody not food. Everybody's not to be walked all over. Let's not provoke brothers. Let's not provoke brothers to that level. I never seen that before. Adawan said he's seen it before. I never seen brothers go to your spot, stand on your spot while you teaching and demand you leave. So I'm going to say this, Israel. We also got to pray for the humility of other brothers, man. Because that right there could have been ugly. Everybody not food. Everybody don't have. Hey, I commend them brothers for standing in the spirit, continuing to teach with that level of distraction. That was exemplary of them brothers. But everybody's not that brother. That could have turned into a melee. That could have made all Israel look stupid. And the Cherry Loves and them people and the EJ Loves and the Sister Cherries and the G Coons could have taken that moment and the Vo clowns could have taken that moment and made mockery of Israel for years to come with that moment, man. All right? I seen it almost happen a while back with Tahar in New York, where they started pushing and shoving the same brothers. Everybody's not fooled, Doc. Y'all need to rethink and calculate y'all steps. Y'all going out of the spirit totally, man. And we need to pray for them brothers to find that humility again, man, so that the Most High can recover them out of that captivity that they in with that. Because that pride is a hell of a drug, man, and that's a demon, okay? And I want all Israel to understand we don't operate and move like that. Our camps is places of edification, all right? Times Square with Adawan teach at, you'll have 10,000 people that disagree, but it's still order. And edification is going forward, man. So come on, man. All right, I seen brothers come across the line and try to fight Al-Azhar, and they got dealt with. So what? But that's not Israel. So you don't want to see Israel. Everybody's not fooled, man. You could provoke brothers. It could be a melee, a chaos, an all-out brawl. And I don't think brothers was considering that. And that make all Israel look stupid, man. All right? I hope I don't never see that again as long as the kingdom don't come and we still here doing this work. I hope I don't never see that again. And I don't want brothers getting it in their mind, new brothers, young brothers. Y'all could be deep. It might be a new camp, got 40 brothers, and y'all get that spirit like, yeah, that's not the way to walk in this walk, man. All right? That's all I wanted to say about that.
That was a bad look right there, man. That was awful.
Yeah, that was. Let me bring this up real quick because the brother spoke on praying for one another. This 1 Thessalonians chapter 3, and I'll start at 10. Night and day praying exceedingly that we might see your face and might perfect that which is lacking in your faith. So you had Paul, you had Silas, you had Timothy, you had Titus, and other men that was praying for the church out there in Thessalonica night and day, man, that they could perfect that which was lacking in their faith. Right? So you got brothers, if you see, your brothers going off and your brothers have downfall, you may see they lacking something. And that was complete lack of humility. Man. Just let me back in on it. This is complete lack of humility, humbleness. It was just out of order.
That was out of order, man.
It was like something from a movie. I seen like the first 5 minutes of it, and I kind of just put my head down and I closed out of it because it was bad.
Like the Warrior.
Yeah, it was bad, man. Yeah. It was like New Jack City when he took the when he had the dude outside with the gun to him, man.
Yeah.
He took over. Rockabye Baby. So you have brothers out there doing Rockabye Baby on cats, man.
What are we doing?
I don't know, man. It's bad.
Hey, Salakia, Akim. Can y'all hear me?
God.
Is that better?
God.
God's better.
I put my earphones on. Yeah, man. Let me just say this concerning that, man. First and foremost, man, during this fast and all fast, I work on this myself, but Israel, man, stop tempting each other, man.
Mm-hmm.
Stop tempting each other, brothers. And like Joel said, stop thinking every brother is food, man.
Mm-mm.
Stop doing that to brothers, man. And I gotta stress this. Stop taking the old cliche. Stop taking brothers' meekness for weakness, brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Stop doing that, man. You don't know what a man done or has been capable of before he came in his truth. Why do you see a certain spirit on a man? Because we supposed to be new creatures in Yahweh Shai. But stop pressing buttons, Israel. If we got differences, you think a brother's off, whatever, you correct them, you check them, and you keep it moving. But these threats and what you going to do, and I hear men's wives brought into different things, and brothers, yo, stop doing that, Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got a lot of brothers that are humble brothers, and they wish to do no harm to no fellow Israelite. And they'll be like that up to a certain point. that button where you push that man over that edge. Because a whole nother spirit gonna come on that brother, and it's gonna look bad on Israel. But now, what if a brother get provoked to a point where he feel he gotta defend himself? He don't have no other choice. You keep saying this and not stop doing that, Israel, please. And don't take brothers, because brothers getting back at you or saying anything or really feeding into that spirit. Don't underestimate. Don't think a brother's not capable of certain things. We don't want to go there, brothers.
Right.
We don't want to do that. So this fast is also for us to bring humility into the nation, to get rid of the spirit of pride, because all that is pride. Pride take over you to where you feel you could disrespect the brother, you can come at a brother a certain way, and what happens, just like a bully in the street, you start pushing and pushing and pushing. Okay, I got away with that. Let me do this. I got away with that. Let me do this. And you keep pushing. Come on, Israel, let's not do it. Stop tempting those spirits, Israel. Because it get real ugly, and then we all look like damn fools when we supposed to be in Yahweh shop. Let me read this real quick. Sirach 27 and 15. I don't know if I read this earlier, but anybody brought this out?
All
right. Sirach 27:15. The strife of the proud is bloodshed. See, when that pride comes in, then that strife comes in, and then it's going to lead to bloodshed. You know what that situation could have turned to out there at that camp?
God.
I'm glad. I got to give it to them brothers, man. The brothers stayed in the spirit and then kept teaching. But you know what that could have turned into, Israel?
God.
And even if you drop the camp cameras, all right, let's say both camps is filming and all hell broke loose, like Joel said, like a brother to be out there on the other side, on the GMS side. All it took for a different type of dude to be out there, and that could have got ugly.
Right.
But them brothers stayed in the spirit. And some brothers don't care how deep you are, whatever. Man, he's not going to take certain disrespect.
That's right.
Some brothers, I commend them. They stayed in the spirit, but that could have got real ugly, man. Or let's say the brothers was just as deep. We can go head up. You never know. That pride could have jumped in on any level, and it could have been disgusting for the. It's already disgusting enough. Enough within itself. That thing could have got real ugly, man. No Hebrew should be putting his damn hands for another Hebrew in Yahweh Shai unless it's self-defense.
That's right.
I had no choice. I gotta be in a certain spirit. Brothers, people was able to say such reckless stuff about me over the years, and a lot of brothers, I don't know if I could took that. You know why? Because I'm trying to be so humble in Yahweh Shai. You got to get me to a certain level of anger to even get me to think about putting my hands or doing something to another Hebrew. You got to get me to a certain level of anger. And you know what it is? I damn near got to be in a worldly mind frame.
Yeah.
Unless it's self-defense or I got no other choice. That's different. You can be in the spirit and handle your business too. You know what I'm saying? But I seen, man, brothers do that to each other, man. Don't do that to each other, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to be like that, though. Every brother's not going to be fooled. Every brother ain't going to have the same level of patience. Every brother is not going to stay in that humble and meek spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So let's stop doing that, Israel. Stop doing that to each other. You should never want to go that route with a brother. I ain't got nothing to do with being weak, soft, whatever, because you don't know what a lot of brothers is capable of. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a good look for Israel. Even when brothers almost come to blows, like Yahweh quoted the other incident, that wasn't a good look. So the scriptures tell us, Sirach 27:15 again, the strife of the proud is bloodshed, and their revilings are grievous to the ear. Just the way them brothers were speaking, man.
Yeah.
The way them brothers were speaking, it's block. The hell is going on? Huh?
Shit, this don't make no sense.
Don't make no sense, brother. We got to do better, man. There's a better way. There's no corner in America or the world that's that important, brother. You can teach anywhere.
That's right.
Right.
You can teach anywhere. So, let's get rid of that spirit, man. Let's pray and fast that spirit comes out of the nation also. Let's be mindful of that during this fast also, man. Even a lot of brothers probably not going to join us, but let's fast to come up out of the nation, period. I don't give a damn what camp, whatever you are. You a Hebrew, you should not be coming at another brother like that, especially over stuff that can be dealt with. And even if you feel a brother, you checking a brother ain't taking no correction, I should lay hands on this man. Let's let the Most High deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Because even that scripture in 2 Timothy, even Paul, Alexander the coppersmith did him much evil. The Lord reward him according to his works.
That's
right.
Even let's take the example of Paul. Paul felt like evil was done towards him. If you feel a brother's off, he's in sin, he's doing evil towards whoever, even he's got his own wickedness. Most High gonna deal with it. Don't put out what you going to do to a brother, whatever, because at the end of the day, no man is going to get away with any of his sin.
That's right.
But I'm using Paul as an example because Paul said that Alexander did him much evil. And Paul didn't say, when I see that nigga is on. Most High going to judge him according to his work. I'm going to leave it alone. Let the Most High deal with it. So I just want to stress that, man. I got love for all of Israel. Y'all know my line. I always say, man, the Israelite that hate me the worst, I still got love for him. I may not mess with him. I may not mess with him because of wisdom, for wisdom's sake. But I don't have no hatred for Israel, especially those that are trying to walk in the commandments of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. And I definitely mean nobody no harm unless they're trying to hurt me or put their hands on me.
God.
Or hurt me or my family, or your threat is just so extreme. I have no other choice but to do what I gotta do. But outside of that, I wish nothing violent on any Hebrew, but stop tempting the spirit, Israel. That's all I'm gonna say. So let's pray and fast for that spirit to get out of the nation also.
That's right.
All right, let's be the Jeremiah 51, man. Let's be the battle axes and weapons of war for the Most High against the true enemy.
That's right.
Khan, I yield the floor.
Khan, let me back this 1 Corinthians chapter 5 and 7. And it reads, "Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened, for even Hamashiach our Passover is sacrificed for us." So again, we keeping the Passover that's coming up. Some brothers, they kept it already, and certain brothers are keeping it, or some brothers may keep it even after we do, whatever the case may be. But during this time, you got to purge out that old leaven, right? So again, you got to sit there and examine yourself and meditate, and you want to remove this pride from you, or remove lack of humility, or remove whatever you're dealing with, that you may be a new lump, and that's with every brother. It says, "Therefore, let us keep the feast, not with old leaven." And in this time, they had a brother that was committing fornication. They had to actually remove this brother. It was an actual person, an individual. right? You may have to remove an individual from your life, man. You know? You may have to cut off. The Lord said that their right hand offended, cut it off. Or your right eye, fuck it out. That's part of this too. So understanding that removing leaven, it's not always within you. It could be external factors. You know? Things that are causing you to go off, or things that you are entertaining that's not profitable for you. This is therefore let us keep the feast not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness. So everything that the brother's going into in the video, malice and wickedness. You don't want to be in that spirit any day, especially in these last days, man. Where the angels recording everything, your thoughts, man. The angels sitting there marking that whole thing up. Right, Most High, you see what's going on? Look at this. They said you got to. The earth belongs to so and so until your son comes back.
Come on, man.
How do you think the Most High feel about that? How do you think the Most High feel about brother saying the earth belongs to dust and ashes, or dust and ashes until his son comes back? Right? It says, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. So you got to be sincere. All right, and you got to be sincere. You got to be lowly. And if you feel like you're dealing with, you got pride, don't pray that the Lord remove unclean spirits from you. You know? Just throw that out there.
So like real quick, Kim, I wanted to touch upon a point that the brother Amos made earlier. You know, this is Sirach 28 verse 11. This is dealing with, you know, quarrels and beefs amongst each other. And being the bigger man, right? It says, Sirach 28:11, in hasty contention kindleth a fire, and in hasty fighting sheddeth blood. If thou blow the spark, it shall burn. Like if you ever made a fire pit before, right? You start to light it, and you start to blow on it. That makes it get, you know, the fire starts to get worse. It starts to grow. If thou blow the spark, it shall burn. If thou spit upon it, it shall be quenched. But if you pour water on the fire, it'll go out.
Right.
Both these come out of thy mouth. So with your mouth, and the scriptures, especially the book of Sirach and James, speak about the power of the tongue. You can be the bigger man and make a situation worse. You can blow upon the spark, or you can dead the situation. And both those things come from your tongue, from your mouth. So brothers got to be, you know, brothers and sisters got to be the bigger man or bigger woman in a lot of cases, and just stop feeding into a BS situation and just dead it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And let me say this too. When this fast occurs and you fasting, you have to do your best to not to go back to that old man and that old woman.
Yeah.
You can't. This fast just can't be somewhere I'm not eating and drinking. So let me put that. You can't just say, well, I'm not eating and drinking. Then you just go revert back. And the elder brought that out in Sirach 34. You can't just go back to the old man. You got to be in the mind frame of pressing toward the mark, like Yahweh said. Right. Let me bring this out. Right through Paul. Right. This Philippians, the 3rd chapter. So you got to have tunnel vision, and you're not looking back. The Lord said, "Remember Lot's wife." So if you have your old way and your old mannerisms, and you are fasting for remission of sins or whatever the case may be, you can't be looking back. Right? You got to keep moving. The Lord said the image is renewed day by day. So the outward man perishes, the inward man is renewed day by day. You should be getting renewed and built up in your spirit day by day. Right? Learning from your mistakes, growing in this truth, looking back and saying, I learned from this and I'm not doing that again. And that's a day by day thing. So this Philippians chapter 3 and 13. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before.
God.
Press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of the Most High and Hamashiach Yahushua. Let us therefore, as many as be perfect, be thus minded. And if anything ye be otherwise minded, the Most High shall reveal even this unto you. So you got to press toward the mark. We racing this finish line. These prophecies, everything kicking off every morning, man. Every time you wake up, like I was saying, something new going on, right? Or throughout the day, stuff happening in the span of 24 hours, which is kind of hard to keep up. You know, you're looking on your phone, you're like, dang, this happened, then this happened. So the Most High is judging the earth heavily. So you want to be pressing toward that mark, and you sprinting toward that finish line, right? It's closeout season, and Israel, you got to make the decision what you're going to do. You know, it's real.
Khan. Khan. And Salakia, to let me back on that too. That's what happens when you have a situation like brothers beefing over a camp spot. You haven't gotten rid of that old man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's the corner and the block and the yo. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? This is come on, Akim. We gotta do better.
Gotta be better.
The scriptures say in Proverbs 1:20, wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Camp, man, you in any major city. Some city dynamics are different from others. I noticed that in my travels. So you may not have 100 busy corners like a New York in another city, but believe you me, you can teach somewhere, brother. If it's a city, you can go somewhere else and teach, brother.
Right.
And it don't make you soft and weak. And one time, the same brothers was teaching down in D.C. and we went on a corner that we thought they weren't on anymore. All right? So we heard, yo, the brothers coming back. All right, we shake the dust. To another spot. On a whole Facebook rant about, yeah, we took that spot over. It's a bot. He know what. I was down there teaching with other brothers on the strength for them. They was like, yo, we can go to that block because they're not there no more. I said, okay, it's not my city. I'm coming out to teach with y'all.
God.
But brothers made a whole Facebook rant about they took the spot from me. They didn't even say HOI. We took the spot from the block. I said, I don't even live in D.C., brother. I came down there to teach with brothers, and brothers said that's where we teaching at. So I say all that to say, man, niggerish spirit that you had before, like, yo, that ego, I took the block from that dude. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, we gotta fast to get rid of that too. You're getting rid of that whole. That's because really at the end of the day, you think that's strong, but that's weak. You know what the strong spirit is? All right, brother, y'all teach on that block. Come on, we'll go to somewhere else. Ain't nothing. It's a big city. That's the real man right there.
Right.
Real man is we took that, and then to go lie about it. First of all, it's amazing how Israel lied. Israel lied with no conscience. But that's a whole other topic. That's a whole other lesson on lying. But then to go lie about it on Facebook like you did something, I took that spot. And it's really deep down inside. It's probably your little envy and jealousy and insecurity. So you want to feel like you won up on a brother. On this rant about you took a corner. Nigga, you can have the corner. You can have the whole city. Let's town over and teach. Just out of humility to not entertain your garbage, man.
Right.
So we gotta fast to get rid of that energy. That energy too, man. You can teach anywhere, man. The spirit, you know, what's the hashtag, Joel? Come to camp. Come to camp anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So you can teach. The word can be taught, man. You know, the word can be taught. Just find another spot. Your brothers are over there. So the Most High bring Israel together on a certain level. It is what it is, bro. Just go somewhere else and teach.
That's right.
But that pride going coming in and boom, and it's really looks bad on Israel. That's all I'm saying, bro. Come on, brothers, we could do better than that. And in humility, in your humility, you shouldn't lose none of your manhood. You shouldn't lose none of your manhood, none of your none of your brave spirit. You lose none of that with humility. You're a bred warrior for Yahweh and Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
But with humility, it's out the pride and the negativity and unnecessary strifes and problems with your brothers that could, like the brother said, could break out into a melee, and now Israel, we all looking like a bunch of damn fools. Get together, man. Let's fast for that also. And I yield the floor.
I had a precept. This First Peter chapter 1 and verse 22. Seeing ye have purified your souls in obeying the truth through the Spirit, unto fame love of the brethren, see that you love one another with a pure heart fervently, being born again, not of corruptible seed, but of incorruptible, by the word of Yahweh, which liveth and abideth forever. Right? So we got to come and be uncorruptible and be born again. Right? We got to put forth, the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua wherever we go. Right? We can't be moving in the name of niggerdom, and then when we get around the brothers, oh yeah, I'm a righteous brother. Right? Everywhere you go, no matter if the camera's on, the camera's off, people see or people aren't seeing. You got to be moving in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua these last days. Right. Because if you're not moving in that spirit, then it's obvious who you're serving. It's obvious who your God is. You're not moving in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So, that's all I really wanted to say. I don't know how much more brothers wanted to pull out or go into.
Come. Brothers covered a lot of stuff tonight. A lot of wise counsel came out.
Salakia, whose channel is this on?
It's Watchman.
Is it Cold Cuts or y'all regular channel?
The regular channel.
Yeah. The scripture says, behold.
Salakia.
No, go ahead, Adawan. You got it. What he said? Oh, okay. Hey, the scripture says, Psalms 133 and 1, behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. All right. Romans 12 and 10 says we got to have brotherly love for each other, preferring one another in honor. All right. So let's take that forward. All right. I yield the floor with that.
All praise.
I'll bring out, this would be last precept, but unless brothers want to keep bringing it out. It's Revelation chapter 22 and 12. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. Right, that's the last book of the Bible. How shall I say he's coming like a thief in the night, bro. So again, we can't harp on enough. These prophecies, they speeding up, things moving fast. The Lord is touching the earth, he's judging the earth, and we haven't really even seen a full glimpse of the Most High's judgment on the earth yet. But the Lord is coming quickly, and you're going to get what you put out. Right? If you lukewarm, if you slothful, if you're not taking time to fast and to pray and build up your spirit, then you're going to get that same reward. Right? But if you're on fire, if you studying, if you're diligent, if you're loving your brother, if you're without guile, if you're showing forgiveness, if you're teaching your nation, if you're raising your household in order, then you're going to get that righteous reward. And we all are looking for a reward, right at the end of the day. So the Lord is coming like a thief in the night, and whatever you put out, that's what you're going to receive by the Lord, right? This one close out with that.
All praise to Yahweh. Hashem Yahushua.
Matthew 6:16. Did y'all read this one?
I read it about the fasting.
Oh, you brought that out?
Yeah. Oh, he brought that out already. Okay. Well, read it again. I want to bring out a point on that.
This is Matthew 6 and 16. It says, moreover, when ye fast, be not as hypocrites of a sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces, that they may appear unto men to fast. Verily, I say unto you, they have their reward.
Right, so this fast is not just for the show. oh, we coming together, camps coming together to do a fast. So we calling for a fast. All right? Read on.
But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thine head, and wash thy face, that thou appear not unto men to fast, but unto thy Father which is in secret. And thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly.
Right. So even though we're announcing this fast, it's not so much in secret. We're all doing it together. But it's for the Most High to reward us spiritually, mentally, physically, to make us better, make us more disciplined. All right. And it's not a fast for show. We're not doing this for show. We're doing this in sincerity and truth because it's needed to strengthen the entire nation right now. That's all I want to bring out.
Oh, please.
All right, and I just want to say the Water Brothers for the invite. Y'all know I'm still old school. I'm new to a lot of this technical stuff. Took me a little minute to get up in here, but I'm here. You know what I'm saying? The Water for the invite, Watchmen, and y'all know, man. When y'all came with this idea before, I supported y'all, and I still support it. I'm gonna get the word out to HOI immediately. Any of our affiliates, any of our brother or sister camps, I'm gonna get it out to. And let's do this, man. And whoever's willing is willing. You know, anybody else, we can't force them. You know, and maybe we'll provoke them, you know, to join us in the future. But if not, you know, let's deal with those that are willing. And this is something great for the nation all around. And it's definitely excellent timing. So the Water again for inviting me. Thanks for having me on the panel. Much love to all you brothers and all the camps. And Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Y'all know, you know, we all basically get down for our crown. But we got love for the whole nation. Not just the brothers we cool with. You know, even the brothers that, you know, hate our guts. Right? We still got love for you. But y'all know we all basically rock with each other. So maybe this is a start of something that can grow. And you know, whatever the Most High is going to allow, one man plant, another man water, the Most High bring the increase. So I just want to thank the Water Brothers again for having me on, and let's do this and make it happen for the nation.
Kwame Asherala.
Kwame Asherala. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Water, Elders Abad, Brother Yahweh, Officer Hassad, Chief Guerrilla Hebrew, the Water for coming in and bringing the input for Israel.
Thanks for having me, brother. Kwame Asherala.
For having me. Kwame Asherala.
Kwame Asherala. Y'all brothers have a blessed night.
Likewise.
Yahweh Shabbat. Shalom.
Shalom.